Boom, 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 boom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I was going to say bonus content, but there's no bonus content this week. But I do want to take everybody watching at home, everyone take a minute. Welcome back, Nabeshin. He survived the summer. He sent me a text message 2 months ago saying, I'm honestly a little sick of y'all. Just give me a few weeks. I'll come back maybe.
You know what, fair?
And here he is. No, I'm just kidding. That never happened. But it's good to have you back, bud.
I mean, I was fucking not dying, but it was a weird thing.
Burnt out a little bit.
No, it wasn't even that. It was I was legitimately sick, but it was
Oh yeah, I forgot that you were sick.
Yeah, that's how this all started. I was legitimately sick.
Mm-hmm. And we got sick that same week, and we both missed that first week. Oh,
exactly. And then I just carried on because I had this weird allergy headache that this didn't go away, so I had to literally take painkillers every day.
Jeez, dude.
My head was gonna explode. That was just the worst feeling. I had to have maybe 2 or 3 weeks. It was weird. I've never had anything like that before in my life. And then after that, it was just more of just timing. Timing's been weird, and
timing's been weird for us as a whole, I think. So it's not just on you.
Timing's been weird. I haven't really played anything, so I was I don't really think I can contribute too much. And then it's I'm going places, and it's it was just a whole thing for the last 2 months. I don't even know why it's been this long, but it's been this long.
But you're back. Here you are.
Yeah.
We got a good show lined up. Hopefully Scott is going to be joining us in a minute. We're actually going to go right into it. Quin's here, Tony's here, I'm here. Yeah, hopefully Scott can finish this team fight tactics battle that apparently he's in. We're starting a little bit early, which is the least characteristic for us. Of course, we wanted to start 40 minutes ago, and here we are at 7:20 though.
Yeah. Well, when you talk business with me, Scott and Nabeshin, I'm in my shit.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, either way, as long as we have a good show, that's all I care about. So Scott will join us soon, and we're gonna get right into it. So I hope everybody watching along is strapped in, ready to go. I got a bet.
I got some fucking video games to talk about this week.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna forget what they are.
Yeah, but that happens. Here's an idea. You can write them in the Google Doc, and then
I already kind of forgot what they are, but I was really excited to talk about them 30 minutes.
I know, Nabeshin stopped writing his games in the Google Doc, and then I started losing hope.
No, that's because I don't play anything anymore. Not anything relevant.
Yeah. I mean, I don't care if it's irrelevant. You look at my list. I got Call of Duty Black Ops on my list.
I mean, Nabeshin,
content with that.
I put fucking landscaping down. So
actually, that's a violation. I'm gonna have to ask you. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't see that before, Quinn. We're gonna have a conversation.
All
right, sir. I'm sorry about the landscaping. The great landscaping incident of 2019.
Landscape gate, yeah.
The hashtag free Quentin movement of Landscape Gate.
Seriously.
All right, let's get this show started. What day is it? August 17th. It is Saturday, August 17th, 2019, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill. I'll be taking you on this podcast journey, and joining me this week, we have Mr. Tony Horvath.
Hello. Why am I first?
Because Scott's not here. Rest in
Where's
peace,
Evan?
Scott. Evan hasn't been on the podcast for a few years. Tony, I got some news.
It was here less than a year ago.
Joining us from the editorial side, Mr. Quentin Hoffman.
Well, howdy. I'm here to talk about landscaping.
Not landscaping, but the landscaper of my heart, making his triumphant return, Mr. Brian Nabeshin Jackson.
What?
Hello, welcome back, Nabeshin. You're landscaping my heart. I don't know what that means, but I imagine it's you're taking what is rough and ugly and turning it into something beautiful, full of flowers.
That's basically what landscaping is. Yes.
Right.
For people who are curious, what was the intro? So, I'm sorry that was lazy, but
what was the in? Okay. Well, I mean, it's fair though because it's been a few weeks.
I never said what. So
what? You never said it?
I never said what.
Not even in a silly voice?
No, I said hi, but I never said what.
Damn. What? Welcome back, Nabeshin.
Hello.
Nabeshin, we're going to start this show just by talking to you for a little bit, so I hope you're ready. Put on your seatbelt, buckle up. We got a great show lined up. We're going to get into it. Scott's not here. He may be here later. As per usual, we're flying by the seat of our pants. Nabeshin, you've done a lot in the last couple of months, even though you say that you never do anything. It's not true, fundamentally.
I didn't say that.
You always say that all the time to all of your friends on this podcast, always. You went to Evo, and it was a few weeks ago, but 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks ago.
Jeez,
Yeah.
can't believe it's already been 2 weeks. And I wanted to talk to you about it a little bit because you had such a stellar experience, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's really good.
What first kind of got you into, or like drove you to go to Evo?
Like if anything, this was like even more than like last year. No, I think it was something about this year in particular that felt like all like the stars aligned for a bunch of people, for what I've seen, and for like what I gather, it was a lot of people's first Evo this year. And like I don't really know what it was, but like it was just something about this year in particular that's like really just like made like people just come out the woodworks just to go there. I think it was like a combination of a bunch of things. Like fighting games are like the best they've ever been as of right now. Like like it's so weird like thinking about, because like we had like so many like good comebacks for like a lot of fighting games, like with Soul Calibur and Sam Show being really good. Like even Street Fighter 5, like at this moment right now, is actually going high right now.
Huh. That's good to hear.
Yeah, because like Honda and like Viper, no, sorry, Honda, Poison, and Lucio, like they just like reinvigorated that game a little bit more, so that's really good. Because like Street Fighter's been like riding low for like a real long time, and I think that's another thing too. It's like another thing, like Smash came out this year too, so like that was another like hype thing. But like
Smash is so good.
But like it's just it's interesting though, about this year in particular, about like how people are feeling about fighting games in general. Like like Sonic Fox really popped off last year. Sonic Fox, Koichi, kind of Kazunoko. Like names are known right now. Like I said, like it's been the most popular I think it's been in like a good long while. Like probably since like maybe like like Street Fighter 4. At least that's what I'm feeling. At least like like the FGC seems like more of a thing than it's ever been now.
And Mortal Kombat 11 has done like incredibly well.
Yes.
So yeah, and there's a lot of hype around that. How was it? Did you have like do you have a favorite moment or like a favorite thing that you had done at Evo?
I mean, like it was just the entire thing. Like going there, it's like like I've been to like a bunch of conventions, like anime conventions, and like this this might be like my first actual like
video game convention. Yeah, I think it is actually.
Yeah, cause I haven't done PAX and I haven't done E3.
Nabeshin, you should come to PAX.
He wanted to come to PAX this year. We couldn't make it happen.
That's pretty cool.
It would
PAX
be fun.
will be lit next year.
It's gonna be out of control, as it is always. PAX East is always out of control.
But like I'm going around the floor and stuff like that, and there's an artist alley, and then like there's some stuff to buy like here and there, but like there's nothing really to buy. Not like in the traditional sense. Like there is like some booth, like you buy a Mario, you buy like a Ryu shirt, but like there's nothing like really like prevalent to buy. So like there's nothing really to do as far as that. So like pretty much it's like if you're going there for like the look at people play fighting games, you got that in fucking spades, dude. And like and the thing about it too is like it's not hard to find people that you recognize or know and like want to take a picture with them just on the floor. The people just know people. Like I've seen Max like 3 times just walking around. Maximilian Dude, I should say. I saw Xavier Woods there. I saw Goichi. I saw Sonic Fox. I saw Markman. I saw Kazunoko. I saw Michael Martin. I didn't even fucking chance to talk to him, but like I saw him there like a couple of times, but like every time I like walked past him because I was on the road to actually do something else, I didn't really get a chance to talk to him. But like I saw Mitchell from IGN. Like it's not hard to like talk to people because they're on the floor and they're there for the same reason. So it's like, hey, can I take a picture with you? It's like, oh yeah, sure, no for him. And like you just like take a real quick picture. Try not to get in their way because you know that they're busy, type of thing. You know, Ono was on the shore. Harada was on the floor. couldn't find Seth Killigan, but like he
Damn.
was right around there somewhere. He was at the stadium for the final, so I know
He was
at least
inventing
there,
a new fighting game in a back room somewhere.
saw Xavier Woods there. He was just, just walking the floor. It's like the people
That's
are just
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Everyone's just there, and like everyone's just have the same feeling, and like it was a speech that Xavier Woods said like when he was talking about Ono about his experience for going to Evo. He was like he was playing Mortal Kombat with somebody and like someone's and like after the match, he just like walked around stuff like that. Someone came up to him like, "Hey man, you did really good playing Mortal Kombat." He's like, "No, dude, I'm trash at the game." But and then like someone said to him like, "Dude, like everyone here is trash." Like it's, so like like there's like not really a handful, but like there's like a dozen people who are actually like the best of the best, and everyone else is just trash. But like we're all here together. We're all here having fun, and like it's just like we're here for the experience. Whether we're here playing fighting games or just here to watch, it's just like we're all just here together.
That's cool.
So like,
like
that's
that.
a good camaraderie around that. So I loved it.
Yeah, that sounds great. You said it was so good that you might not be able to miss it again.
Oh yeah, there's no fucking way. Like if there's a way, like there would have to be like a series in the Fortune events, but like there's no way I could totally see myself missing it. It's like there's no way. Like I would like for me personally, like no, I'm not gonna say that. But I was gonna say something damning, but I'm not gonna say that.
Okay.
But yeah, totally.
Okay. I like that. Yeah, it's always like a bummer when like PAX East is like that for me. Like I just can't fathom because I didn't go in 2015, I think it was, or 2016, and it was just such a bummer. But yeah, I get you. Was there a favorite? Did you have a favorite fight?
There was a couple. There's like it was so good.
Because I'm curious because I know you were in the room like leading into it, like when the rematch happened, the Goichi Sonic Fox rematch happened. Which again, I heard about it after the fact. I didn't get to watch live this year, which was a bummer. But like I was like, man, what a perfect finale for the follow-up year of that, and for the second year of Fighters. Like like you couldn't have written a better story than that. Was there like, how was the energy in that room? Like as people started to realize like, oh, it's going to be them in the final bracket. It's going to be them again. Like, what was that like? Am I reading too much into it? Was it just whatever?
No, like you're totally right. It's just it's just hard to put into words, honestly. Mm-hmm. It's like it's just something you have to be there to really like feel and get.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were to say like the writing on the wall was it was going to end up being Goichi and Sonic Fox again, then like absolutely,
yeah.
Like there's no like just be for a person who follows like that game and like how people are playing stuff like that, like I could totally see that was going to happen again, like it was inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was more of like it's more of the little things, and like I would say like certain things like obviously I put a picture I put a thing on Twitter about like like people like getting hyped up like when Cell's on the screen and stuff like that, and like he powers up and he yells and then like everyone in the room yells and stuff like that, so that's like a thing that happens. But like a scene in particular is like because like Kid Goku was kind of like the player to use for Dragon Ball FighterZ this year. And like both that, yeah. and both Goichi and Sonic Fox had that character. So like for like a thing that people did like when they're in the room, or people who were like watching the game like they're live, it's like every time he did a spirit bomb, everyone would put their hands up and like throw it down at the same time. Like literally everyone in the room. So like you're talking about like over 1,000 people just having their hands up at the same time. Awesome. The hour to the spirit bomb, just throwing it down, which is just cool shit and like that. And like obviously when shit gets tense, people just scream. They scream because like it's just like it's literally like the hypest thing you're seeing, and like you're so tense and everybody just like like when you have like a whip punch or something like that or something that just missed, you're like you just hear that constantly over and over again.
That's awesome.
And like literally the biggest thing from that match in particular, because like Tekken was awesome. Blaze Blue Cross Tag was awesome. Like every match was insane. Smash was insane.
I heard Smash.
Smash was so
insane.
good.
Yeah, Smash was great.
like I almost watched every finals. Like the only one I didn't watch was Unbirth, unfortunately. But like every other finals that I've seen, it was just like everything was pop, everything was great, everything was hype. I loved it all. But like that match in particular was like like I've watched like I'll say for the first time they fought. The first time Goichi and Sonic Fox fought in the winners bracket. When Goichi won, he was like literally pumped. He was like, yes, fuck yes. And like you never see that out of him. He's very cool as a cucumber, he's very respectful. And like like he never really like pops off like that, like most people do when they win something. So like it's usually just like a thank you, then it's like a wave, and then it's like he walks off the stage. But he was like, yes, he was like, yes, yes, yes. He got up and like he shook his hand. He was like, he's all pumped like that. But then when he won the grand finals, that's when he broke down, and like that, and that's just like insane to see from like that person, and like because he's like I say, he's just so cool and reserved, and like he's been winning constantly. He won like almost every tournament he's been in for like the last year. So it's like,
of course you were gonna win, but like,
yeah, basically like it was like, oh yeah, of course you're gonna win, but like then it's like. He got to that point where it's just like it was unbelievable that he got to that level, and then like everyone in the room was there for him, everyone clapped for him, like he clapped like maybe like 5 minutes straight, man. Like
that's
we
awesome.
Couldn't get over it. Like how
I mean, like that whole moment is just like the most wholesome, like heartwarming shit that you could ever imagine. Like Sonic Fox is hugging him, he's holding his hand up, he's like, look at him, he's the fucking champion. And then he tweets out, I'm the second best Dragon Ball FighterZ player in the world, right? Like it's such a perfect like continuation of the story that happened last year, you know?
And the thing is like that like I should say that comes across like it comes across on the stream, but it doesn't really show that off on when you're actually there. It's like like the typical whole field advantage where go USA, USA, USA. And like everyone does that, like when like a USA player is up on the stage and stuff like that. But like when someone else wins, they get just as much as like props and like class and stuff like that. You might like cheer for them at first, but like when they win, you're still hyped for them. You're still like cheering for them. You don't feel bad for the other person because the other person is like, this is happy to even be there. So it's like when you see like the winner is on a stage and like no matter where they're from, like everyone's just like happy and like, and maybe because like these matches are actually like close and like nothing was like a clear domination. It's like, oh yeah, of course he's gonna win type of thing. But like I don't know, like everything was good, everything was fun, everything was 10 out of 10 for me.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, like thinking about it, that the infamous Daigo Street Fighter video, like that moment, like I feel like it's impossible if you play video games at all, even to some folks I'm sure that don't, watching that video and not just feeling it, you know what I mean? Not just seeing it, but like feeling that everything that is happening in that moment of like what he's executing, how the crowd's reacting, and then like it just gets so loud, you know? So like that's the kind of energy Evo brings, I think, and it's obviously much bigger now than it was then. So I get you. That's cool. It's good to know that feeling is there and how powerful it is. It's good to have you back. Let's get into it. Let's talk about video games. A little bit of housekeeping real quick first. I'll give you the moment here, Quinn. Is there anything in particular that's gone up in the last week or two that you want to highlight?
Yeah.
What you got?
The Irrational Passions best of.
Yeah.
That's been technically it's Logan's project, but I've been the one editing majority of those and getting those up and ready. Alex did the last one, which was Gamers Love Earth.
I did. I think I might have done 2 of them. I don't remember.
No, that was the only one you did.
Okay.
I'll hold you to that.
All right. I'll tell you later. There was another thing, but I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm real happy. Like I was a part of many of those conversations. I think 4 of them. 4 of the 10. And yeah, I think it's a really cool thing. We talked about it a little bit last week. If you're unfamiliar, Irrational Passions has a best of page in general. You can see it at the top bar when you go to the website, irrationalpassions.com/best of. It's basically 10 articles over the last 9 years that we as the editors picked out and love and think is some of the best stuff that's been published on the site. it's it's not exactly the most up to date. It's through 2017 pretty much, but things can be and will be added in time. And you could see the page, but now you can hear a read for every article, for the most part edited by Quinn, and then a conversation for every article or video except for one. You should, by the time you listen to this, you'll be able to listen to it all on that page. But you can, it's all on the Irrational Passions Presents feed. So
Yeah.
go subscribe. Go listen.
I would say listen to my personal favorite, the Art of the Video Game Painting with Yusuf Magid and Jarrett Guerrero. That is, if you're going to listen to any of them, listen to that one. It is way different than the rest. It's very critical and academic. And I was not expecting that when editing it, but holy hell.
It's funny because I edited the article, and yeah, that's totally what that is. And Yusuf and I talked about it when he proposed the idea. I was like, hey, like we don't do a lot of kind of academic type work, and he's like, this is more my style, and I gave him some essentially like, hey, you might want to dumb this down for us because like this is very good, and this could be published in like I think like a journal or something, like an academic journal. And so like we reworked it a little bit, and I think like the 3-part column that Yusuf wrote, the Art of the Video Game, is just stellar, and we picked the painting one of that just because that was all of our favorites. Although the photography one is very good, and the theater one is, they're all 3 of them are great. But it's that's a really good one. I don't know, I really like I really like the conversation Logan and I had for Uncharted Feelings. I would say that's the one I liked a lot. But the Logan George conversation for the love of the game is excellent as well. So you can't go wrong with any of them, I think.
No, they're all good and they're all like evergreen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll be able to listen to any of these at any point. And I think you'll still be able to get some out of it. I would say the reads are definitely geared more to people that like to write, and kind of the process behind it and what it like creating, and they're certainly more cathartic for us, but they're still great, and I think enjoyable. That's a good call out though. At irrationalpatch.com/best-of. A lot of other stuff up on the website this week, and for the coming weeks, unless you had another thing you want to highlight.
I mean, my solo Islands of the Heart review, which went 2 weeks ago. That's a good game, and you should read my review. It's short and sweet, just like that game. It's like 5 hours. But no, Solo is a like introspective game. It's a lot of like looking inward at your relationships and asking you tough questions. It's very like in the beginning, it's very like slow. The questions are very like, I don't know, like basic, feels like simple. Then as you go along, they're deeper. And at the end of the game, there's like this whole moment of like reflection, like you deal with the answers, and it's like, yo, like this fucked, like it. That moment fucked me up quite a bit.
I gotcha. Cool.
So.
Yeah, and you'd that just came to other platforms, right? Just came to Switch.
Yes, consoles.
It would not have been on consoles before. Okay.
No, because I'll tell you after. Funny story with that game. If you remember PAX East last year.
Yeah. Oh, when you had previewed it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
They gave me a code I didn't ask for.
for PC, right?
Yeah, PC.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Some other stuff. Just get through housekeeping real quick. Input up this week. Rockstar Lincoln update. I haven't heard anything about that, but they're still talking trash about the ESA, so it's gonna be a good time. Etherborn review from Mike Burgess. It's really cool. A really cool looking indie platformer. Video Game Book Club episode 3 edited up, ready for your listening needs. Video Game Book Club is now on podcast services, so you can go subscribe to it just about everywhere, which you should. And most importantly, I would say, in my opinion, we launched Call of Duty in review this week. Now I'm gonna give you the platform, Quinn. Why do you hate this podcast? Why are you so down on this podcast?
This podcast ain't for me.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna openly fucking blast it like I did in Slack.
Do it, dude.
I'm not going to, because I know someone I work with would get very mad, and I don't want to do that.
But what's
this show?
What's wrong with this show? I think I'll say this. I think it's a great podcast. Go ahead.
I can't do the energy, is what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the thing is, if you're gonna talk about something like this, you gotta have an energy about you. I think the whole point is like, hey, we want to look at this franchise from like a broader perspective and like highlight the things that are still great about it and the things that are not still great about it. And you gotta bring it on that, especially if we're gonna play 12 games. But yeah, we talked about it last week. Logan Wilkinson and I are playing and reviewing and ranking every Call of Duty game. Very much an homage to Kind of Funny's in Review. We're very open about that. This is very much an experiment too. I know a lot of people have been like, all right, what's next? And it's like, all right, nothing's next. We wanted to do this because this was something that Logan and I had talked about forever ago. And then like the idea kind of came more into this. If we did like we're going to play through a franchise and rank and review it thing again in the future, I would say like this is us maybe learning and gearing up to do something like that if we wanted to, but we don't know if we want to. There are very few franchises I think that would fit a format like this. And
definitely not any JRPGs.
Yeah, JRPGs are not a thing I can crunch out in a week.
Definitely not that.
That is so not true for you.
You're right, but like I have to like go to work and eat and sleep and do all these things.
Those are all choices.
There are choices. yeah, choices I make. But Call of Duty like 5 to 7 hours is a little bit more reasonable. So the first episode, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, is up. You can listen to that now. You can subscribe to Call of Duty in Review on podcast services everywhere. And let us know what you think. Play along with us. Let us. Somebody already tweeted me today a thing that I never knew about the campaign of Modern Warfare, and it was like, oh fuck, I wish I'd known that. It's like a shortcut that you can take in one of the missions that I got stuck on. We go through the campaign. We talk about everything. We have a great time. I really think we have a lot of fun. It's very silly. We do have serious conversations when we need to, and some of those I think have been really great. And I'd like to hope somewhat poignant. But let us know what you think. It's going to be coming out every Friday for the next 12 weeks or next 11 weeks.
Is it all the Nvidia War games, or what
it's every Call of Duty campaign from Modern Warfare to Modern Warfare, excluding Black Ops 4, which does not have a campaign, traditional campaign.
So you play World at War?
So we played World at War.
Okay. Nabeshin, I'm going to tell you that podcast is like 4 hours long.
The podcast is 2 hours and like 6 minutes long. I think the first episode each episode's about 2 hours. Because we go through every mission. Although we're hoping that that's going to change in the next coming one, but we'll see. Which again, I apologize that these are very long, but I don't think, having edited all of them, I don't think it's like it is not long in the way of like there's like some downtime that's kind of boring. It's just like there's a lot of material to get through. At least I think so, but I also record very long podcasts. I know.
That is true.
Not everybody
That's
does
why
that.
I founded Irrational Passions Presents, a thing for short podcasts.
A thing for short audio.
Yep.
There's a place for
until the best of came out.
Yeah, but those conversations are all pretty short.
The Uncharted one's like 2 hours long, my guy.
It's like a little over an hour, I think. I don't remember how long it is. But it's Call of Duty in Review. I'm really proud of it. I genuinely think it's a lot of fun, and I think folks will have a lot of fun listening to it. Except for Quinn, I guess, who's
me and Jarrett, man. We're the
but like Jarrett's not down on the show itself, so
I'm not down on the show itself. Okay.
Quinn's been giving me a lot of shit over the last week, so I have to give it back to him on air where he can't say anything back to me.
Yeah, because I don't want to lose my job.
Yeah, exactly. It's anyway, I'm really excited about it. I'm pretty stoked about it. There are more things coming in the fall too, like a lot more stuff. Like we're working on all these things that are like so cool, and I'm so excited to share with everybody. I'm also I don't think I've mentioned it on this podcast, so I should. I am going to be on season 2, Jesus, of Leaderboard. Okay, Beast's top 10 ranking podcast. Which I am both terrified and very worried about, but also very excited about. We're recording the first episode of that tomorrow, so I'll report back on how it's gonna go. But we'll see. I talk about how much I hate Game of the Year, so I'm sure what could possibly go wrong. Let's talk about video games. The thing is, Quinn, I'm just gonna be like very nice and friendly the whole time, and I'm gonna kill them with kindness. It's the only way you can win.
I think that might be the first OK Beats podcast I listened to.
Damn, you should listen to their main show. It's very good.
It's all right.
Damn, haters. It's not as good as this show, of course, but what is? Let's talk about video games. Nabeshin, tell me about all the old video games that you're playing. What do you have you been playing? Honestly, I have no idea.
Well, I really haven't been playing much of anything. Like I've been experimenting with some stupid shit.
Okay, tell me about it.
Putting mods on Mass Effect on PC.
Okay, I know about this because I've been seeing your tweets about it. You bought all of Mass Effect on PC because you have to own it everywhere. And you played through Mass Effect 1, correct?
Yeah, played to do that entirely.
With mods, did you notice a pretty big change or improvement?
Yeah, because like all I have was just texture mobs, and that's all I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Then like having controller support, so
yeah.
So yeah, I just played the entirety of that, and like everything looks good, everything plays good. It was great. Oh, I should clarify with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my years prior on this site,
Yeah.
I said that the Mako is good.
Yeah.
A month ago, I replayed Mass Effect 1. Fuck, the Mako sucks.
There it is.
Really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. Hey man, but like that's the thing. With time and age, these are the types of realizations that you have. The Mako is and always was bad, and so is the Hammerhead. What were you gonna say, Nabeshin?
I was saying I should clarify a little bit, like because like it didn't go smoothly. Like this whole experience of me doing it this way, like actually it was literally like the biggest pain in the ass like I've experienced in like a good long time. Not necessarily to get to work, but more of like get it to work the way I want it to work.
Sure.
Where like frames don't drop, and like having to consistently have my controller working, and like resolution problems. Like there's a whole bunch of shit that's having to go through to get that. It's the first game to work. Some parts were unplayable, so I had to research how to make it actually playable. Then I had to find out how to switch compatibility from like Windows 10 to Windows 7 to Windows XP just to get that to work the right way I want it to work. Like I said, I had like controller issues where like my controller would just like freeze and like would just continuously rumble. Turns out that was just my USB wire that was messed up. That's a whole bunch of crap. Like eventually I got it to work. Eventually it went smoothly, but like it was just such a big pain in the ass. And like Aspect 2 is even bigger pain in the ass because like you have to I had to switch over to Origin because like I bought it on Steam, and then like had to get all the DLC from Steam version to the Origin version. I had to do keys and stuff like that. Then I had to figure out how to get the mods to work for that. And then like when I went to full screen, I didn't have any sound, so I had to like figure out how to make it like this borderless window mode. And then like I'm still running through issues with that too, because like my frame rate is terrible in that. And like just like I got the resolution where I want it to be, or I got the mods where I want it to be as far as like everything looking good, the textures look great and stuff like that. But like it's like it's just one issue after another. It's it's like it's almost like this. Is this even really even worth it? And then it's like not really, not necessarily, but like fuck it. This Mass Effect, so fuck it. I don't care. So I'll just go through it anyway.
Yeah, I've played this before. I get it. Yeah, I feel you. You're playing on your laptop though, right?
Yeah, and like it's like maybe a 2015 laptop. So I think like a game from 2007 would like work perfectly.
Yeah.
But like that was a foolish mistake on my part apparently.
Yeah.
So
they can be certainly finicky.
Mhm.
Especially on laptop, because I played through Mass Effect 1 and 2 on PC on my laptop, on my last laptop, and it's just it's never going to be quite the same in my experience.
No.
But you got it working. You're chipping at it, right?
yeah, that's because
I played A Plague Tale, Nabeshin. Have you finished that game? Have you played that game at all?
no, still really like it. Still one of my favorite games this year. Probably my third favorite game this year, but like I haven't gone back to it now.
Okay.
I've been still weird lately.
It's cool. I liked it. I talked about it a few weeks ago. I just want to let you know because you always tell me that I never talk about certain games. So just telling you I did. I promise. Anything else? Has like any of the releases along the way? Have you picked up any? Have you touched base with any?
This is a lot of me buying and not really playing. Well,
Yeah.
there was stuff that like I played. Like I played a hell of a lot of Samurai Showdown.
Nice.
But like God, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I played a hell of a lot of Samurai Showdown, but you know, there's nothing really I can say about that.
It's a
And
fighting game. Is it? It's a remake, reboot?
more or less a reboot.
Okay.
In fact, it's completely a reboot. Yes, it's completely a reboot. Yes.
I guess it's Samurai Showdown 2D, right? This is the one that kind of looks like Street Fighter 4. It's got that like inky
Yes.
style to it.
Yes.
Is it rad?
Yeah, super rad. Very very deliberate with your gameplay when you play that game. It's like because it's not really a combo based game, so it's like you're not really trying to get like like 20 hit combos or anything like that, but like it's like just like very deliberate with everything you're doing, and like you have a light attack, hard attack, medium attack, and like a kick attack, and like if you hit somebody with like your heavy attack, you can take like maybe like almost a third of their life. So it's like yeah, it's just it's a very interesting game, and like I used to play Samurai Showdown, but like it's been so long since I played that like I barely remember even like how that game was, but like yeah, like revisiting it again and like seeing it updated for modern modern consoles, like it's super fun. But you know, I went through the story mode. I've played with a couple of characters. I really enjoyed it. I haven't really picked it up since I did like a good like maybe like 10-15 hours with it. Because I was really enjoying it a lot. But you know, yeah, I loved it a lot.
That's good. I feel like I haven't really heard folks talking about Samurai Showdown, so there's not been a lot of buzz, at least with the folks I've been playing with. So it's good to hear. How much is that? That was not like a full price game either, right?
That is a full price game. Yeah.
Really? Okay. I thought it was $40 for some reason. Not that it needed to be or anything. I just wasn't sure. That's SNK though, right?
Yes.
Back in the game, dude. Just
And
just wait.
It's probably the best game they put out since King of Fighters 13.
Oh yeah, people really like that one too.
Mhm.
SNK versus Capcom is coming, I believe. Bringing it back. SNK versus Capcom 2. Would that be a most hype Evo announcement?
No, Capcom versus SNK.
Capcom versus
SNK versus Capcom is a different game.
Okay. That would be like presumably Capcom developed, right?
Yes, SNK versus Capcom is a SNK developed game.
Do you think they would have the chops to do it now, though?
They both have some different feels. It'd be interesting to see them tackle that again, honestly. But like, because like I remember in the arcade like playing the like SNK versus Capcom game, and like it's fun, but it's not. It just wasn't Capcom versus SNK. Like they're two the same things, but two very different things. Because like it's SNK versus Capcom was like very King of Fighters, and like obviously like Capcom versus SNK was very Street Fighter. So like it just made it work a lot better. I felt having that version. So like I don't know. We'll
I
have
get
to
you.
see.
Yeah. That it's just like thinking about that and SNK being back in the game, and kind of presumably regularly making fighting games again for the future. So that's the only SNK game I know is Capcom versus SNK and SNK versus Capcom. So, I mean, aside from King of Fighters and whatnot, but I'm bad. I'm bad with fighting games, as you know. Anything else? Did you get Fire Emblem?
No.
Okay, it's not your cup, but everybody's talking about. I haven't even gotten into Fire Emblem yet. You want to talk about FOMO? It's like It's like I should love this, and it's like I'm not in the mood for this right now. You know.
It's not really even that for me. It's more of like because I hear about it all the time. It sounds like I might like it, but I don't know. Just
my
like it's weird too because I'm willing to buy like everything right now because I'm buying everything right now. I'm just not playing anything. But like yeah, it's just a weird thing where it's like I don't think I'm gonna get this right now. For whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm bummed that it's just not clicking with me at the moment. I haven't spent a lot more time with it, but I think I just need to either restart and sit back and just focus on that for a little bit, or just try and sit down and give it some more time.
I have a suggestion for you.
Yeah.
Just because like I haven't been on this for so long, but I've been listening and like I've been hearing like how you've been feeling like as of late. Like I think you just need to go things at your own pace, honestly. Like I don't think you need to play that game right now.
That's what
It's
I was
always going to
thinking.
be there.
Yeah.
And like you can come back to it and like really enjoy it, I feel.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Especially like you know that there's like that zeitgeist pressure of things, and I know you get me on that of like I should be in this, I should be playing this, and I think that you can get too in your head about that a lot.
Yeah, like real talk, like we're not the game of the year focus like that we used to be anymore.
Yeah.
So like especially you and me, as far as like we used to like play everything then and there and like talk about it then and there, but now we're like kind of like when we play it like right then and there, we're just not feeling it for whatever reason or another. I think we're both on the same wavelength as far as that, but like
for sure.
I don't know, like I think we just need to take our time. Like
Yeah.
just fuck whatever the end of the year. Just talk about what we like, and that's it.
And that's the thing. I think like there's a lot of games coming out this year that I'm like missing. Like I'm so glad I came back to Katana Zero like a couple months after the fact. Like I really ended up loving that game. It's probably one of my favorite games this year. And it was just a thing of like everyone was talking about it that week it came out. No one was talking about it immediately after, and I just picked it up like a month later, played through it, loved it. You know, so I get you. I'd like to obviously stay current, and there are things I will play day one, but that is totally fair too. And also like we could just pick whatever game we want, you know. Anything could be game of the year. Everything has the potential.
Even fucking Zelda can be game of the year, dude.
Link's Awakening. Let's go back. I'm so excited for Link's Awakening.
It's actually just gonna be
same.
Wind Waker.
It'll be Wind Waker again. Yeah.
Tony, my man.
Yeah. Bringing it back. Trying to think anything else big wise. Are you looking forward to Control, Nabeshin?
I don't know. I'll get it.
Okay.
That's all I can really tell you.
Excellent. Are you looking forward to Man of Medan?
That I am looking forward to because I have people to play with. But like they'll be out of town when it comes out, so like I'll be buying it. I'll probably do one playthrough by myself and then like play with them when they get back, and like that'll be it.
I have many promised playthroughs of that game. Probably too many. But I'm very, very excited for that one.
I mean, I should use the online mode, but like I know myself, and I was like, no, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, come on, don't be ridiculous. You and online video games, never gonna happen. What about?
It happens every now and then. Let me tell you.
I mean, we did it that one time, Quentin, and that's like literally the last time I did it. Like, real talk. That's because I lost a bet.
Yep.
We'll make it another bet. You know what is hype though? Astral Chain. bring it. Have you read the or listened to any previews that just came out for that one?
No, I'm trying to stay in the dark of that, honestly. Like,
Yeah, probably the
just
better
trying to
call.
like I said, I've been weird this year. I don't want to like get excited for it and like immediately drop it. So like I just want to like play it and just like experience for myself.
Yeah, good call. I'm genuinely excited for Astral Chain. It seems like a platinum game that might connect with me, and I'm pretty stoked about that. And it just looks
That's
wild.
the anime cop game, right?
Anime cop game.
Yeah. That's
Shout out to Jared Green, who only trusts cops with booty shorts.
hell yeah, my man.
It's true. Anything else, Nabeshin?
Nothing really. Like I literally can't think of anything. Like I bought Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That was the thing I bought.
Okay.
I don't even know if I talked about that in the show.
You didn't. I guess that was
that was the week I got sick. Yeah.
that was the week you got sick. So
Yeah. There's nothing to talk about that game. It's fine. So
it's fine. Yeah,
you can move on from that.
seems good. Would I like that game?
No.
Okay. That's honestly, that's all I need to hear. Now, actually, I'll say you weren't here. There were times where I was like, I might buy this Wolfenstein game. You weren't here to stop me. I didn't, but like the thing is, they tempted me. One, because Quinn in my studio, they went and made it. But also two, everything I heard about it is like it's nothing like the other two games. I was like, all right, all right, this sounds pretty good. It's like Wolfenstein with RPG mechanics, and I'm like, all right, like doesn't seem like a bad idea. Did you played it a little bit, right, Quinn?
No, I didn't. I've reached out and like, yo, is there anyone who wants to play this game? And no one's like, nope.
Yeah.
I reached out to Jarrett and he was like, fuck no. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool.
You should have. If I forgot, I would have put you on to Bless because I know he was looking for a co-op partner.
That's totally fine.
But yeah, I don't know. Like
I'll buy it
the moment's
sooner or later.
The moment's passed, I think, for me. So
And I don't know why you would do it, honest. I mean, not because of that, but I didn't think the gameplay was the issue with you with Wolfenstein. I thought it was like everything else, and like as far as everything else, I think it's far more worse than it's everything you hate times 10. It seems like in that game.
Yeah. I think like the biggest thing was it's like, all right, there are levels like and they're more like built around level design and exploring was the biggest thing that got me interested in it. Because Arcane makes great levels, but
I stan Arcane, but I'm not this product.
Yeah, I like Wolfenstein's never clicked with me, so it doesn't have to. Yeah. I cannot like things I know. It's like it's Wolfenstein and Evangelion. I'm gonna start making a brand of things I don't like. And it's those two. Cool. Let's if you think of anything option, feel free to interject. Quinn.
Yes.
Video games. It hasn't been too long since you've been on. What's been distracting you?
So I'll get to the two highlights at the end of my list.
Sure.
But Hitman 2 released the New York level.
Okay.
And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to buy this because I got to buy the content pass or whatever the hell it's called for it.
Mm-hmm.
Then one day I watched the No Clip documentary on Hitman 2, which you should go watch. It's very good. And so I caved and I bought the pass and downloaded the New York level. And I spent like 90 minutes on my first run of that level. And I was just like floored. I was absolutely floored with that level.
Is it good?
It's my favorite. Might be one of my favorite level in Hitman 2. It might be one of my favorite levels in games ever.
Dang. What's the shtick?
It's the first Hitman level where it's all inside. There's no outside.
Oh, okay.
So you basically walk in because it's the bank. There's a teller office, which is kind of like a ship. It's stranded in the middle, and to the left and right, there's ways to go up. But there's security everywhere, so you have to be super low key about what you're doing. You can throw your briefcase to have it picked up and taken off into security, then you can grab it later. There's all these little nuances that you see in Hitman, but they're fully realized in this level. And everything from the aesthetic too. Like you got to be super careful about everything. Like cameras everywhere. There's people everywhere. It's immaculate. It's one of my favorite levels of all time.
That's awesome. I fun fact is relevant because it was I think it was this week. My roommate and best friend Damien, he loves Hitman. Weirdly enough, and Nabeshin and Tony know Damien, so like maybe they'll know that is weird. It's a very like design heavy. It's stealth heavy, which he typically doesn't like. He doesn't play a lot of video games, to be clear, but he's always loved Hitman. So I was hanging out with him, and he's like, I want to see how you would play this Hitman level. It was from the Hitman 2016, I guess is the game.
Just Hitman.
And it was the the chateau level, I guess, Paris, I think.
Sapienza.
Yeah, and
It's Italy, which is not France, but
it's
okay.
not France. It was a chateau. I got that.
It's not really okay.
Would you call a big house a chateau?
It's a villa.
Eh,
Chateau is more of like a French thing, Alex.
Yeah, it's a French word.
French
I get.
term.
They're all big words for big houses, Quinn. I don't know why you're getting so hung up about this. And I he did not expect me, one, to know who Helmut Kruger is, but of course, how could you not know who Helmut Kruger is? But two, to immediately go for Helmut Kruger and then run down the runway, which is the only
you're
thing.
Talking about France.
Yeah. Again, it's a big house. So
I never thought of it as a house.
So I was right, and you're just upset now. I get it, Quinn.
No,
I get it.
I assume that building is like a museum, like this exhibition venue.
It's got too many bathrooms to be a museum and bedrooms.
Dude, it's France. They do weird shit over there.
That's true. They're having a good time. They're drinking wine. But yeah, I disguised myself as Helmut Kruger and then fucking worked that runway like a goddamn rock star. And he was pretty impressed. I did shoot a lot of people also, but that's besides the point. I had fun. That's my Hitman experience.
No.
I've only again, it was more of like he handed me the controller and it's like, all right, let me see what kind of mess I can get into in 20 minutes. And I feel like I did pretty good. I poisoned a lady as Helmut Kruger. That was intense.
Did you do what kind of poison was it?
It was I don't remember if it says what it is. It's where you do it in the wine glass while she's looking away on the phone call.
Alex, there's 3 types of poison.
I know.
Did she go to the bathroom? Did she die? Did she fall asleep?
She drank the wine and died.
Okay, so it's lethal poison.
Yeah, definitely lethal. Oh, she was hella dead. And then Damien told me to go in the bathroom and turn on all the sinks and leave the door open so that way the guard will freak out, which I did, and that was pretty funny. But anyway, that's my Hitman experience.
Yeah, Hitman's very good.
Yeah, the thing is I like those kinds of games, but I've never really been able to get into Hitman. I tried to play a little bit of season 1 when it was like free on everything, but I don't know. That's another one of those things where like I feel like you got to be in the right moment to click with it.
You have to be in a mood for it. It's not something like, oh, I'm gonna pick up and play.
Yeah,
it's like I'm in the mood to like hang out in this level and be in this space for 60 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. And I like that. It's just the mood does not strike all the time.
No. But something nice in Hitman 2 is you can add a clock to the top of your screen.
Oh.
So you can see how long you've been in a level.
Speedrunner mode right there.
No, I think it's fun just so I can see like what happens when at certain times.
Yeah, that would be super helpful for me.
So
I'm very time oriented, so like those types of things, if I know a thing's gonna happen at the 5-minute mark or 5.5 minute mark, right? Like it's way easier for me to kind of plan around that.
And you can interrupt the cycles, all that. But
cool.
No, another thing I've been playing is this little game from 2017, which crashed the fuck out of my PlayStation.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah. When did it crash your PlayStation?
When I in 2017 when I was playing it, like April-ish.
Dang.
It deleted everything off my PlayStation. All my applications, all my save data. I was mad.
Yeah, I imagine.
and I didn't beat that game because I was like 40 hours of progress. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing 100 hours of Borderlands with my brother again. Fuck that.
Yeah.
So I decided to download it and replay it. I think it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
It's super pretty, man. Do you have a PS4 Pro now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That is a. I still think that's probably one of the better, or if not the best looking PS4 games on Pro.
I would agree with you. I think God of War looks good, but fucking Horizon eats its lunch.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's just something about maybe it's the art style, maybe it's the color.
There's a lot of smoothness.
Yeah, it's super smooth,
and the hair is so good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like that game, and I've never finished it.
Yeah, it's.
I
think it opens very slow. I don't like the opening to the game.
I really like the opening.
I don't.
I know.
It's like
some people really don't. You're not alone in that.
It's just, I don't like the whole. Oh, you're special because you're an outcast and you've worked your way up. It's like these are literally trope blocks after block. You make this character special because she's an outcast. Oh, she has to work her way up and do this journey. It's like it's kind of like
Yeah,
it's predictable.
But there is like a reductive way to look at it like that. And then I think there's also like let's ground this character. You know, this character is the allegory for the player in this case, right? So they don't buy into this world because they really don't know it. I know Outcast is always like the vehicle for that. Certainly, I mean, JRPGs do this all the time, so I always have like a nice defense prepared for it. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think building empathy with that character and kind of like being an outcast, being an outlier are things most people can relate to. So I think they use it as a good vehicle to set up their story of kind of something happening in this world that people aren't paying attention to, that this person who is wired differently is of course going to see it and pay attention to. I think they do a great job with that. I think Aloy is just stellar.
I like her as a character. I just don't like that opening.
That's fair. It's definitely slow too, and a big part of it of those types of narrative openings is like they certainly are long in the tooth.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also combine the narrative opening with the tutorial, and it's like, okay, this is gonna be
I'll say the very very beginning when you're the big head kid weirdo. I'm not a fan of. I think like
it's weird. I don't like that.
The overall like intro through like the ceremony and the rite or whatever it's called, I think it's pretty cool.
That stuff I do like. It's just like everything before that.
Yeah, I get you.
I also don't like that opening area. So whatever.
Yeah, it seems like maybe the least interesting area, as most opening areas are.
Because then you go to like the immediate zone and it's all this grass and all these fallen buildings, and me being me, because I'm a fucking sucker for like imagining things and what happened. It's like what happened here, and like thinking about that, and that's kind of like why I love Breath of the Wild so much, is thinking about what happened, and not knowing, and like all that speculation.
Filling in the gaps yourself is way more fun for sure. I'm totally with you, and that's like, and this is you and me like on the same page here. That's like all of Dishonored is like walking into a room and kind of reversing your way backwards of like what happened here and reading and everything. It's like that's what makes that game special, I think.
Yeah. That's all about design. Like, I'm a sucker for good design in games. So, but no, I think that game's good. I like the bow and arrow. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, Year of the Bow, man, 2017.
Yeah,
not really. This was what 2013, I think, was the Year of the Bow. But every year is the Year of the Bow if you dream hard enough.
If you think about it. But no, then my brother, who was very near and dear to my heart, started playing his first Zelda game. And I told him, since Breath of the Wild came out, you need to play this game. It's like, it would be your jam. He loves Skyrim, like that kind of thing.
He likes going on adventures, it sounds like.
Exactly. And so he's picked up Breath of the Wild, and he fucking loves it. And it's fun seeing that joy, because I didn't like, I had I had a feeling it was going to be mixed on it. Just because like the weapons, the kind of weird controls, the stealth, he's not used to that.
Mhm.
He's used to playing the Bethesda games, like the Bethesda open world games. But he's probably put like 20 hours into it. And
Damn.
he's really enjoying it. Yeah.
How much
He hasn't done
of that?
Divine Beast yet. But,
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's normal
Um,
for first playthrough.
mhm.
How much of that have you watched him play?
About half.
Okay. That's a lot.
I helped him guide him with the first shrines and
Mhm.
kind of the puzzles, so he gets used to the mechanics. Because he's not used to like having a game and be given a tool set
Yeah.
like this, like toolbox, and figuring out what to do. It's usually like, oh, pick up a weapon, hit a lever, and like club a dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like tutorial, like
Mm-hmm.
a la, Call of Duty, which we were talking about earlier. Like,
Yeah.
here's your objective. You need to accomplish it.
Instead of this open-ended nature, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's fun. It was funny when he was like, how do I determine the durability on things? I'm like, well, you have to like read the description and like think about what you're using.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so I have this Boko club. I'm like, okay, what do you think? Like, how durable do you think that is? He's like, not very. I'm like, okay, then read the description. Oh, not very durable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's small stuff like that, and he's figuring it out, and it's been a blast.
Has he experienced a lightning storm yet?
No, he hasn't. And I told him straight up, like, hey man, if there's lightning, fucking drop, like, unequip everything. If it's you got anything metal on you, like take it all off, all this. But he hasn't yet, but he told me that he encountered a whiz rope
Nice.
and was not expecting what that fight would be at all.
Yeah. Rain
and
down
it's-
fire, all right.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, then I got up to the peak in Lanaru. I always forget what the water people are.
The Zora.
The Zora. The peak where there's the Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, and there's a fucking Lionel there. And I was like, yeah, dude, you're like, I put in 150 hours into this game. I don't fuck with Lionels. I don't. It's just my rule of thumb. And he was like, yeah, I tried to go up against it. And I died every time. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works. And he was like, how can I get these shock arrows? I'm like, you can go to the shop and buy shock arrows, and no one would be none the wiser.
Well, the Zora people don't sell it, right? So he'd have to go somewhere else.
That's how I did it, Alex.
Which shop did you go to?
The one in the Zora.
They can't sell shock arrows because they can't hold them. They sell bomb arrows though.
I don't. Anyways, I bought shock arrows, and that's why I told him, like, hey, go buy them, and you'll save all this heartache with this goddamn Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, I love the thing is like that is like one of those sequences, and it's one of the ones that the game sets up for you. Which I love comparing like the kind of linear narrative sequences that the narrative of Breath of the Wild creates for you to experience and enjoy, and of course those versus the kind of ambient experiences that you discover, and how I think in a lot of ways they're comparable, which is really cool. But yeah, going up that mountain, getting the Zora armor, riding the waterfall up, walking through that area, and then like creeping up on the top and seeing all the shock arrows like in the trees and everything is like, it's so great. I love that moment, and like dying over and over again, but eventually beating that Lionel was, it's a top tier moment. So yeah. However, which way you tackle it, I think it's still cool.
And it's just been fun because me and him have very like, he likes certain games, I like my types of games of like set pieces and design, and he's all like, cool, I'm gonna play Apex Legends with my buddies. I'm like, rad.
Yeah.
So it's fun, and been watching that, and because of him, I've been replaying Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
Fuck, man,
it's a great game.
That is a great game. Fuck all the haters out there.
Yeah, fuck Tony Horvath. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I love you, Tony.
I get that the world is blank and like empty or whatever. Cool, that's part of the fun. Weapons aren't durable. Cool, it makes you adapt. Good design. Think about it. None of this Witcher shit. I don't like.
I mean, I like both, I'll say, but I definitely like. I fall on the side of the fence of letting like the tool set being more interesting and more engaging than kind of working within restrictions. I've heard many arguments against Breath of the Wild, right? I don't know. That game is such a personal attachment for me. It's hard to imagine a world not liking that game. It's very there's a big emotional attachment there. So it's hard to separate the two.
Yeah, and it's not
Sounds
one
like
of those things
it's the same for you.
yeah, and I love one of my favorite things about immersive sims is that they give you tool sets and they give you like, here are these tools, now fuck off, like figure out what to do. And that's what Breath of the Wild does, and that's why it's so charming for me, is because there's not really a Zelda game like that where it just gives you these tools. There's instructions and you have to use it on certain things instead of, I'm gonna throw this bomb down a hill, or I'm gonna stasis this rock and just have it be lined up perfectly, so when this Yiga guy comes up and I talk to him, the rock just like wipes him off the map. So
yeah, this stuff is fun. Let me ask Quinn, what do you have a favorite first-person shooter campaign?
do you consider Prey, BioShock, or do you consider those first-person shooters?
Do you? I'm asking for your opinion, so if I want you to answer with whatever comes to your heart.
Traditional first-person shooter, Titanfall 2.
Okay, Titanfall 2, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if there's like deviations on the path, it'd be like things like Prey, Dishonored, all that.
Do you have a personal favorite out of those?
I mean, this like Dishonored 2, that's my heart of hearts, but that's not a traditional first-person shooter.
Okay. Yeah. I was just curious.
Like, yeah, no worries.
I'll tell you this. I love you, Quinn. I'll have to explain this off mic. Unfortunately, people will understand this conversation in about 2 months. But I love your verbiage there of traditional first person shooter versus like general first person shooter. Because I use when somebody asked me that question, I said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, well, do you mean like a traditional, like a kind of linear shooter, or would we include games from a first person's perspective that don't necessarily have to be about shooting if you don't want them to be, right? So, but anyway, that was your answer. Secretly was the correct answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's we've talked about Breath of the Wild a lot, you and I think, and yeah, the immersive sim aspects of that game, the open world aspect, like it blends all these genres together in such a, and Zelda, and being a Zelda game in such a it's a very good way.
Also, shield surfing, the jam.
It's super fun.
A fun fact: I showed that to my brother, and he flipped the fuck out.
Mostly because he had to press 12 buttons in order to do it.
But he didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm gonna do this thing now, and he was like,
"Wait, what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because it never. I don't know if it might. I think at one point tells you in the tutorial area how to do it, but then it never again. You never really have to do it until like you find like the mini game that lets you do it.
Yeah.
So it is one of those things that is easy to forget about too.
Yeah, but speaking of other open worlds, I played the No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky.
With the boss man, Jarrett Green. And that was fun. It's it's got some quirks. It needs to be ironed out, but for the most part, it was fun. I always forget that it's playing online games don't have to be this like super competitive space. You know what I mean? They can just be chill and low key, and that's what that was.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why I like Destiny a lot. Although like raiding in Destiny is certainly high octane, high pressure, but like, and you gotta know when to call it on that. But like if you're just running strikes or just doing whatever, it's very like having a laugh, shooting some dudes, having a good time. The Beyond update for No Man's Sky came out this Tuesday, which big part of why it's back in the conversation. And did you do any stuff like that's specific to the Beyond update, or did you guys?
No,
just hang
he
out?
spawned on a planet that I named called Hadley's Hope.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you get that, I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. I don't,
because
but
it's
somebody out there will.
aliens. That's
Okay.
the planet. So it's like a total hellhole.
Nice.
That's the bit. It's like radioactive everywhere. He died a few times. His girlfriend asked him, "Why does he suck at video games?"
He showed her the 25 wikis he wrote for Gamepedia and been like, I beat Cuphead.
Yeah.
Then Quinn just actually was on the line while they had a 2-hour screaming conversation. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But no, it was fun playing with Jarrett because his girlfriend was right next to him, and she was talking shit about Deep Space Nine, and I'm currently watching Deep Space Nine, and I'm like,
Deep Space Nine is
all about-
pretty dope. I know a lot of people hate on Deep Space Nine, but me and my dad used to watch that. It's not Next Generation, like that's like untouchable for me personally, but Deep Space Nine.
Oh, okay.
Personally, yeah, I like Picard is my dude, but I like Deep Space Nine, and people hate on it for no good reason. I think.
Yeah.
What's the other
apparently
one?
there's this show called Babylon 5, which I've never heard of.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of Babylon 5.
That's why.
What's the other one with the lady captain?
Voyager.
Voyager's also pretty good.
Fun fact, I'm on a Star Trek like fucking binge. That's
Binge?
all the TV I'm watching. I've watched all the Next Generation. I'm sorry, Alex. It's fine, but I don't like the Q stuff.
Oh
And I don't
yeah,
like-
you know what? That's fair. I
Mhm.
like it, but also I was a lot younger when I watched it, so
Yeah, it doesn't age well.
I bet.
But dude, Deep Space Nine is my fucking shit. I'm here for all of that.
It's cool. Have you watched any OG?
No.
There's like I've watched 3 episodes, and it's like cool. I never would need to watch any
Yeah.
again. But yeah.
My buddy told me not to watch. I'm like, cool, thanks. I don't.
I think you would actually kind of dig it because it is like 50s, right? And I know you
Yeah.
love the vintage stuff.
I'm a sucker for old shit, man.
So I think you would definitely appreciate, especially like, I know you'll have the kind of appreciation for like, oh wow, this is like them doing a sci-fi show, at the time big budget sci-fi show in the 50s, right? Like, yeah, there's cool parts about it, and Shatner looks like a different human being.
Yeah, he does.
He has
that's the crazy
aged
part.
into a different person, I think.
Yes, he has. Along with Riker too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's his name? Riker's. What's the actor's name?
I don't remember the actor's name. The
I don't
original.
either.
Not Judge Dredd. We can derail our Star Trek derail though, and get on backtrack.
Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes.
But no, then I was playing more No Man's Sky with Jarrett, and his girlfriend was doing a crossword puzzle
Oh god.
for my local paper, the LA Times, which is 90 minutes north of me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's local in California terms.
Yeah, sure.
It's
That's
Southern California.
absolutely a stretch, but fine, I'll allow it.
Well, okay.
Here's the
and she
thing,
was
Quinn,
on a-
because you can't play both sides. Because every time people are like, "Oh, you're a Cali boy," you're like, "Yeah, but I'm from San Diego. It's chill down here, I swear."
Yeah.
And so, like, you can't play both sides here.
All right. But San Diego's, I got mixed thoughts about San Diego. This isn't the show for that. A lot of political down here.
Yeah.
But no, she was doing a crossword about Kevin Costner. Well, he
Nice.
was part of the crossword. And it was like his baseball movies. So it's like me and Jarrett, formulating like his baseball movies. So it's Field of Dreams, and it's the other one where he's the catcher.
Yeah, the catcher. Or where's the one where he's the pitcher?
I don't know. Let me.
I remember seeing that with my dad, and my dad cried in the movie theater, and I cried because it was like it was me sharing a tender moment with my dad.
Mhm.
And I actually really like that movie.
Bill Durham is the catcher. For the Love of the Game. That's what you think.
Yeah, I got it.
Field of Dreams, Chasing Dreams.
He's done all of them baseball movies.
Yeah, these are all baseball
That's
movies.
so weirdly specific. Did Costner
But
play
no.
baseball?
I don't know, but he's a good actor.
He's a great actor. Yeah.
He is a celebrity crush for me.
Aw, that's a good pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah, it's like him and Lucy Liu.
Yeah, both good picks.
Yeah, but no, and it was just fun, like hanging out with Jarrett, him landing on Hadley's Hope, then him traveling to Miami, and it's like a trop wonderland,
Nice.
and him saying this is like Pennsylvania. I don't know. I don't get
Let's
Miami.
get some Pittsburgh vibes.
Yeah. Then I named the moon of Miami Cuba, which seemed fitting.
Yeah.
But No Man's Sky is fun.
I'm glad No Man's Sky is now fun.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where it was not fun.
Yeah. I think since the Beyond update, it's been fun. That was in March of this year. That's when I booted up my save
The next
from.
update, you mean?
The next, I'm sorry.
You're good. I got you.
And now this one, which has the multiplayer and all that, it's fun, and I want to play with more people.
Yeah.
Just because it's lax and it's nice. I
Yeah.
love that.
We're talking about getting a stream together and getting a squad and rolling up on some planets.
Hell yeah, dude.
Which could be fun.
Yeah. But my last thing is my landscaping adventures.
I don't know what this means.
I was just working in my yard today, and it's been fun. I've been working in my yard more.
Growing some veggies? You said you're
no.
fulfilling my real life Stardew Valley.
You know the part in Stardew Valley when you're like getting rid of the grass?
Oh yeah,
like, taking care of the yard.
Cathartic. Yeah, I get you.
Like that's the stuff I'm doing, and it's like I love that. I'm gonna tell you about swinging a pickaxe in the fucking dirt for like 3 hours. That was my day today.
That sounds kind of miserable, actually.
So you played Minecraft?
This
No.
real life Minecraft.
But no, it's fun. I like doing that. I like working in my yard. I like using my hands, like using tools, all that.
Sure.
So,
I've in my current job, I've grown an appreciation for using tools, and fixing things, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. I think I was talking to somebody. Oh, I was talking to my mom. I had dinner with my mom last week, and I don't mean to put my mom's business out here, but she was talking about moving in with her partner, and the benefits of a 3-car garage. And her partner was he said that he liked the idea of a 3-car garage because you'd have like a whole area for your tools, and it was such a thought process that I couldn't relate to. Like fundamentally, like I just couldn't understand it. Of like, why would you like need so much room for tools? Why do you care about tools that much? Why do you need so many tools? Like it was like I was so aghast that I had to ask like 30 questions about it. But
no, I have lots of tools.
Yeah, I believe it. I can tell you're a tool man.
Like I always have my Leatherman on, just that much of a psycho.
Yeah,
because you're out in the world, something needs fixing. Pull it out, and you're like, I'm here.
Here's I have my multi-tool with me at all times. Exactly. We just gotta get to Omni-tool territory, so that way all tools are just a thing on your wrist.
I'd be down.
I'd be so down.
I don't like that.
I'm sure you don't, you fucking old man. Like with your like, I want to have each size Phillips head screwdriver.
Yes, actually.
I know that's what you're gonna fucking say. Okay, 3 different hammers. I get it. All right.
Yeah, dude. I got a framing hammer. I got a contractor hammer.
I knew you did. I didn't have to know
hammer.
to know. Anyway,
I got 2 nail guns. I have like 3 compressors.
Tony, are you about to tell me about all your tools?
No, I was just gonna say that once society comes out with like Mass Effect style like techs and all that, sign me up for the medical procedure.
Oh yeah, like
I'm into it.
Give me the brain insertions that
implant shit into my body that allows me to do.
I'm ready for cyborg.
Yep.
I'm with you, Tony. I won't lie. If there's like a robot leg surgery, I'm in. Let's go. Anyways,
I gotta use my body. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people.
All right,
an old man,
Grandpa. Right? Take a back seat. Get your oxygen hooked up, okay? We don't need you bringing our time down. No, more power to you, Quinn. If you want to have 38 different screwdrivers, go for it. Just keep that shit organized. That's all I ask.
But it's funny, Alex. Last thing on this, because we're talking about Extra Life and doing blocks. I was literally thinking of, I'm gonna set up my fucking camera in my backyard and just have no audio and like not check chat, and just work in my yard.
Yeah,
and just like have it film me. Fuck it.
For the kids.
For the kids. Watch Quinn destroy his human body for the kids. Is that how you've been playing, bud?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Tony Horvath.
Hey.
Video games, man. You've had some time to try and remember them. What you
Yeah,
got?
I know some of the video games that I played.
Sure.
So I would like to, and I've also played some non-video games.
Okay.
But I would like to begin with League of Legends.
Okay.
I played some of that.
Okay.
I played some team fight tactics.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good shit. League of Legends. They still haven't broken my champion yet, so that's nice.
That's good. Did you try the test server?
Potentially like the week after next. Who knows? It didn't come out with this patch, but it might come.
Did you try the test server?
I think the last time I checked, the changes were taken off of the test server. So I don't know what that means.
Is that a good sign? Maybe.
I don't know.
All right, I'm pulling.
Maybe, but it could also be that they're going to make more changes and put them back.
I think Aurelian Soul has been featured in the cover art of the podcast more than any other League of Legends champion.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
What's League of Legends?
Let me tell you about what was once the biggest video game of all time and may still be. I don't actually know. It's probably Fortnite now, but I don't know.
Let's talk about problematic companies. Look at you, Riot.
Look at you, Riot.
What about, can we replace Horstachio
with Aurelian Soul? Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Can't. It's the legacy. Dude.
It's the legacy. I wouldn't want to make that kind of executive decision without Joseph Fate here to defend Horstachio.
Yeah,
Hudson the
that's
Horstachio. We'll have to just get him on.
Wait, Horstachio's the Viva Pinata guy, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's made several cameos on our fucking.
Yeah, not a lot of recent ones. It's probably been like 30 or so episodes since I worked him in there. Joseph Fate, once hosted this podcast, insisted that our mascot be a Horstachio that went by the name Hudson. And, you know, I mean, I
dig it.
You can't argue with that, can you? Like, that sounds like
You just have to do it. Like, it gets to a point where you're just like,
okay. What else you got, Tony?
So I played some of that hot No Man's Sky. I've already talked about it, but yeah, I jumped in there for a brief period of time yesterday because some of the boys are trying to play.
Nice.
So we're gonna see if we can do a little bit of that. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of mobile games because you know I'm at work.
You're a mobile man.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily at home a lot. So I've been playing Azure Lane, which is pretty good. Ship Girls.
The Ship Girls game, I remember.
Shooting. Yeah, it's the 1 year anniversary is going on right now, so there's like hella events. It's good shit. It's a very solo game, you know, but.
Hey, Tony.
What's up?
I have a mobile game for you.
No.
It's called Solitaire.
No thanks.
Ooh, Solitaire. Tell me. No, I'm just kidding. I used to play so much Solitaire, dude. Tells you how lonely I am.
When the baseball game's on, just grab some Solitaire on your phone. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And in that same vein, I've been listening to a lot of Critical Role.
Yes.
Which I feel as if I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons while I'm listening to that podcast. Yeah. And I listen to like 6 hours of that a day.
Yeah, I know. You told me that once. So like you must be like caught up by now.
Almost. I haven't listened to Campaign 1, which I definitely will because I will have a lot of time to do so. Mm-hmm. But I'm on episode. I started, I guess, 2 months ago listening to it while I'm at work. And I'm up to episode 54, which the episodes are like 2 to 4 hours long.
Shout out. Game recognized game. That's what they call that. I get it.
Yeah. It's so good. Critical Role is so good.
Yeah.
Just
do you have a favorite character on there?
No, they're all really good.
That's good to hear. It's got some of my favorite voice actors are there. Like obviously,
I would say that probably like my favorite member of just because of like the kind of wild card element that they bring to it, and is Taliesin Jaffe. But I wouldn't say that I like, any of the cast more than the other members of the cast. I think that they all play their roles really well. and all the characters are really cool. But I like the chaos element that Taliesin brings to the table, even with a more benign character that he's currently playing.
Mm-hmm. Who
So
is that the name of the person playing it or the character?
that's the person playing it. He's playing Caduceus Clay right now.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before that, he was playing Molly Mock Teely.
Yeah, I want to listen to Critical Role at some point. It's just
You absolutely should.
Yeah, I know that's definitely a thing I would like. It's just, as you have mentioned, it's a big time commitment.
Yeah, Matt Mercer is an incredible DM.
That's what I've heard. Everything I've heard is like, at the very least, you should listen for Matt Mercer's DMing because it's very good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's even just like listening to it for over a long period of time. It's there's the atmosphere is really well set. Like he'll use game music that he's gotten permission to use. Like he's gotten permission from Blizzard to use Diablo music. He's gotten permission from to use Witcher 3 soundtrack.
Oh, cool.
And all that and a couple other games like that. So it's always got like really good thematic music going, and all the characters are played really well.
Yeah.
It's a really good time, and I'm sure that campaign 1 is just as good. But so far my experience has only been with campaign 2, and man, it's great. It's fun to listen to, and it's something that I've started listening to even when I'm not at work. Because a lot of the time with podcasts, it's like I'll listen to it when I'm at work, but if I'm not working, I just kind of don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm doing other shit. I got stuff to do. But it's gotten to the point now where like if I get off work and I get home and I'm like in the middle of an episode or whatever, I'll pull up the YouTube video of the stream just so I can watch the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
And it's even better, honestly, to watch it when I can, because I can see if they're in combat or something. There's these really detailed maps, and like it's not like a map on a piece of paper. It's like an actual like a built battlefield, and they've got like all the miniatures and all that, and so they're moving it around. And it's a visual, and you can see them talking to each other. And I get really emotional when it comes to like things that I'm invested in.
Oh yeah, I do too, baby.
Critical Role has made me fucking tear up and like just openly bawl like 5 times in 50 episodes.
That's awesome.
It's made me get very emotional, man, and that's like a very positive indicator of good storytelling.
Yeah,
because it's just like it's 6 to 7 to 8 dudes, or men and women, sitting around a table playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons, and it's got a more compelling storyline than many things that I've seen in my life.
Yeah. I don't think it would click with you the same way, to be honest, but that's very similar to how I feel about the Adventure Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a very vested interest in the McRae brothers just in general. But they at Comic-Con they did a Critical Role Adventure Zone crossover of some kind. That is not. I don't think it's been released yet, but
like you can, like if you think about Dungeons and Dragons, right? You think about like players interacting with a DM who is telling the story of their world.
Yeah.
Right. Then one of the most recent episodes, and one that was like that really like it was 4 hours, and Matt Mercer, like he barely had to do anything. It was just the characters talking to themselves, solving the world's problems, going through their, talking about their backstory or whatever, and kind of like digesting and moving through this situation that has been set up for them. And it's not like, constant, like, I want to do this thing. I want to roll for this. It's genuine character interaction.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of stuff that like you can tell that the people playing are, one, really experienced with playing characters.
Yes.
And 2, are also very invested in their characters themselves. It's really good. Like it's really cool when you can watch just people playing that kind of game and role playing just straight up like going off of each other instead of going off of the kind of the world builder for such a long period of time, and it being really good.
Yeah. So. It's funny because like Adventure Zone is in its 2nd season as well, and that is totally how the 2nd season is playing out. Is where it's like a lot more of just like the characters talking, the players talking to each other and doing whatever, and it's way more open.
Yeah.
And that's like partly Griffin like learning a lot as a DM. And the first season was way more guided. So yeah, I totally get you, man. Now I have to. I'm probably
It's so good, and honestly, even if you're like, and just to anybody else who's listening, if you're not into Dungeons, give it a shot anyway. If anything that I've said sounds compelling, because it's super approachable.
Yeah.
And while it is Dungeons and Dragons, and they're certainly rolling initiative and all that, and combat gets dice rolly and all that if it has to. They don't necessarily dwell on the fact that it is a hard set rules game, where they have to roll for things, and it makes it a fun time, even if you're not super interested in the Dungeons and Dragons aspect of it being Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
So,
cool. Man.
So other than that, that's kind of like been a lot of my is listening to that while I'm at work, because I work like 55 to 60 hours a week.
Yes.
But other than that, pretty much all of my time at home has been this game called Oxygen Not Included.
Okay.
Which is an old game. It's been around for a while, but it just came out of early access, and it's one of those games where I look at it, and this is like a game that's right up my. It's a survival kind of like Dwarf Fortress-esque kind of thing, where you've got little dudes, and they follow a priority system to get tasks done, and you're trying to assemble and use the elements of your environment to create a even if possible self-sustaining, but just try and survive as long as possible. So it came out of early access, and it's and I was like, when I saw it like a year or two ago, I was like, okay, that's something that I want to experience when all of its systems are in place. And so that came out, I bought it, and I spent a lot of time with it. Pretty much all of my gaming time when I'm at home has been playing that game, and man, it is a good time. It's they've fleshed everything out. You're in there. You're basically the idea of the game is your civilization is trying to establish a colony on a new asteroid planet. But your teleport goes wrong, and instead of teleporting to the top of the planet, you teleport into the middle of the planet, underground. So you have to try and establish this underground base and use your environment to stay alive. And the big problem with that, lending to the name of the game, is that you have to generate oxygen. You have to figure out a way to create food, to figure out a way to sustain water. A lot of the time, temperature, either getting too hot or getting too cold over a long period of time, is a huge factor that plays into the survival. And it's one of the first games of its kind that I've played where there's such a heavy focus on gases and liquids and trying to get this stuff balanced in the correct way, and especially gas, which makes sense for Oxygen Not Included. But there's this whole overlay in different gases where you can see oxygen is here, carbon dioxide is here. Carbon dioxide will sink below oxygen in most cases, and stuff like that, because it's heavy.
That's cool.
And then you've got different ways to create oxygen, because obviously your guys need to breathe. When they breathe in the oxygen and they expel carbon dioxide, which is unbreathable. So you have to figure out a way to deal with that, generate more oxygen somehow, and figure out different ways to keep going. And it kind of takes place over the course of a couple days, and it's the kind of game where in the first day of me playing, I probably restarted 12 times.
Yeah.
I got 6 days in. Then I realized that I had fucked up in a major way, restarted, did it better, got 12 days in, restarted, got 20 days in, restarted, got 5 days in. I was like, no, this is not what I wanted to be, restart. And then I got one really long one that went 50 cycles. And then I was like, actually, I didn't plan well enough for living this long. And the game presents more and more challenges as you keep playing through it that you have to solve and kind of cope with. And it's robust enough in its engineering and its tools that as creative as you can get, the game will allow you to do that. You're not going to hit a block. At least I haven't hit a block where I wanted to do something and was unable to do it because the game wasn't willing to let me do it. And it lets you get super creative, and it lets you, kind of, if you have the ability to create something that is really good, you're able to do it. as long as it falls within the rules of the game. And it's really cool. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that I waited for everything to be in place. And it's been a really good time. So
that's awesome, man. Shout out to Clay too. Like,
yeah,
talk
right?
about some of the biggest breadth of kinds of video games that folks can make. Like, from Shank to Mark the Ninja to Don't Starve to this. Like,
the art style is fantastic. The sound design is incredible. When you're doing stuff, you know, in Mario Maker when you're building it's kind of got like that musical cadence to playing stuff.
Yeah.
Don't Starve. Oxygen Not Included also does that when you're building and planning stuff out, and it makes it very satisfying to plan things out. And then just the sound design for when things in the world change and how your little duplicates interact with everything just makes it such a joy. Even though you're not, it's not the most active game because it's a lot of planning things out and letting your dupes do it. But it makes it just a great time to be kind of the overseer to this whole process.
That's really cool. I'd never even heard of this.
Yeah,
that's rad.
Real good shit.
How much is it?
When I bought it, it was on sale for the release, like $12.
Okay.
But I think it's supposed to be a $15 game. I'm not sure.
Sure. Cool. Anything else you've been playing, Tony?
No, I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure there's other like small stuff, but I don't. A little bit of Fire Emblem.
Okay. Has it hooked you yet?
Not yet. It's $25, by the way.
Got it.
But it hasn't really sunk its hooks into me completely because I've been doing other stuff. So like playing Oxygen Not Included and all that when I'm at home.
Yeah.
But I want to play Fire Emblem. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not that I'm not going to play Fire Emblem. It's that it's kind of like I'm waiting for a time when I can just play Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I get that. I'm with you. Cool. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, I got some games that I can talk about myself, and then we can maybe finally, after all these weeks, answer some Silver PR trivia,
well, that's a thing. That's right.
and then throw it out and have some bets and whatnot. So we will be back in just a little bit.
Video games.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Video games. I played some video games. Let's
Oh, really?
Yeah. Surprising.
Fucking word.
Surprising to everyone. I beat Dark Souls with my good buddy Justin Graffius. We've been playing through Dark Souls since, man, I don't even remember when we started. 2 months at least, I think.
Damn.
We'd been playing through Bloodborne for about 2 years. And afterwards, Justin was like, all right, let's play through all the Dark Souls games. I've told this story before. Apologies. We just finished Dark Souls 1 and started Dark Souls 2. Really cool. Like, I mentioned it last week and a little bit the week before. Dark Souls 1 definitely doesn't hold a special place in my heart anymore, I don't think. Obviously, at the time, it was I would even say it was defining for me in a lot of ways, especially with playing through that game entirely on stream and it being like the Wild West days of Twitch, right? At the very beginning. Yeah,
dude, my entire first playthrough of Dark Souls was on Twitch.
Was on Twitch and on stream, and like we all had like this group streams together and played it together, and the chat was like such a big part. Thousands of people watching it at times.
Mm-hmm.
It was super fun. And so like Dark Souls, I think, has always held a special place for me because of that. And you know, ultimately, I just think that I like the other two games more. I like how they play.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I think the thing that I held on to the most was Dark Souls 1's world and how connected it was. And I certainly still do like the interconnectivity of it, the way it kind of loops back in on itself. And you'll open a shortcut and be like, oh, like I didn't know I'd be coming back here, or that this place was connected to this place. And as you slowly unfold like the actual layout of the world, right, and how it is like these kinds of it's like a tiered city, tiered kingdom, and there's like a ground level and then like a cliffside level and then up high in the castle of Orlando above the wall, and that stuff is really cool, but the levels just are really uninteresting, and it was a bummer to like playing with Justin and you know, like I'm guiding him through that game, be like, and here we got to this part, and this part of this game kind of sucks. And then we would get to the next part, it's like, and this part of the game is not that great. And it's like, and then we get to this area, it's like, yeah, and this area has this thing that's really annoying. And it's like, man, like almost every area in Dark Souls 1 has like this kind of caveat, shitty part about it that, like Blighttown and the poor frame rate, which isn't the case in the remaster, but like the swamp water, you're just walking through a swamp the whole fucking time. It's like, this is miserable. Or the sewers where everything's like super confusing, or the painted world where like there are these things that will fly down and attack you randomly.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For you, because I haven't answered this, is there a spot in each, you know, Souls-like game where you get to this certain landscape and you're like, fuck, like I am gonna have a bad time here, and you know what I mean? Like every plays or every, you know, one of these games they've got like, you know, the terrace area, they got the forest area, they got the lake area, they've got, you know, the kind of underground area, they've got the ruins area, they've got the you know, there's all these different kinds of, you know, economic systems or whatever, or environmental systems. Is there a certain one where if you start seeing like, you know, the telltale signs of it, and you're like, you just immediately like, fuck me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know I definitely have that for 1 and 2. 3 I'm less familiar with, right? I think you would probably be better equipped to answer that. And the thing is, there's also like in correspondence, there's an area that like when I see it, I'm like, fuck yeah, we're about to get here. Like this is part of the game, right?
Like when you first roll up on Orlando.
Yeah, on Orlando.
Dark Souls 3, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that, and like that's like oh fuck, like in 3 that's like such a moment, but in 1 it's also a big deal because it feels like you've been working towards something and the game's not good at conveying to you what it is, and then when you see it, it's like, oh, this feels like a destination, right? I've been building to this, and suddenly there's a payoff.
For me, every time I start seeing the beginnings of a forest area in a Souls game,
yeah,
I'm immediately like, I'm gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
That's the spot in all of Dark Souls and Souls games and all that. It's always just the worst experiences for me, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's always been till I start seeing the bushes getting thick, and then the trees are starting to cut out the sun.
Yeah.
And it's getting darker, and I'm already in my head. I'm like, oh boy.
Anytime it gets obnoxiously dark, I think, very titular of the franchise, but the Tomb of Giants, in Dark Souls 1, which is the pitch black area with the four-legged giant skeleton monsters, is fucking terrible. And it is infuriating. And on top of all of that, there's Patches who is this NPC character that literally just kick you into a hole because he's a fucking dick. And yeah, so I think there's also an area like that in Dark Souls 2. Not nearly as bad, but it's the same thing of I don't like this. I'm not a fan. I know I'm about to have a bad time. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they the forest area in Bloodborne. My second time playing through the game was when I but my entire gaming experience until my second playthrough of Bloodborne, going through the forest. I used to get terrified of areas in games, and something changed. I had some epiphany while I was going through the forest my second time through Bloodborne, and I stopped being afraid of areas in games.
It's beautiful,
and mechanics in game, it's just kind of my whole theory of how I assess threat and all of that as far as video games and stuff go completely changed. Halfway through that experience in the forest, so it's definitely one of the more harrowing game experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, for sure. And I to your point too, Dark Souls teaches you how to prep for dangerous situations, and you will know that you fucked up because
it's that, and also the Dark Souls game, they prey on the expectation that the person playing is experiencing.
Yes, exactly.
Especially in those areas.
Yes,
they are set up to ambush you and enclose you in tight situations and kind of give you very few ways to press forward without kind of screwing yourself over, and it lets the player think to themselves I am making this worse for myself, and it makes them hesitant to move forward. And then once you're hesitant to move forward, the game mechanics are designed in a way that punishes you for not being decisive.
Yes.
And that all play, and it's beautiful game design.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why I love Bloodborne.
Yes.
And Souls games in general. But my second, like I said, I had that an epiphany going through it the second time, and I was like, what if I just wasn't afraid of this game?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what they want. That's you ascended in that moment. That was your
pretty
Dark
much,
Souls ascension.
Since then, there ain't shit in a video game that can get me fucked up.
Yeah, it's true. Once you survive that, I think you get it. Yeah, I got goosebumps on my arm when you were talking about it, Tony, because I'm totally with you. I totally agree.
Yeah.
It's
and you can, if you've played Bloodborne, you can remember that shit. It's very visceral, and at least in my mind, I think that makes sense. But for a lot of people who I've watched play Bloodborne and all that, there's certain area in the darkest parts of that forest area where you're going through it, and there's snake things coming at you, and there's all that shit, and everybody remembers that experience.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a beautiful game design.
Yeah, and Bloodborne especially, I think is one of the best examples of that, because Bloodborne has the systems in it that rewards you for playing.
Yeah, they actually kind of punish you for being defensive.
Yeah, and it's
and then they put you in a situation where your natural instinct is to be defensive and cautious, and then they prey on that. Yeah, it's really cool.
And they justify it all mechanically and then narratively, and the Souls games are layered in a way that few others are not. Part of to what you're saying though, going back through the tutorial area of Dark Souls 2, right? The very opening where it's kind of introducing you to how the game is going to work. I'm noticing now, again, knowing the full breadth of Dark Souls 2 and all the insane places that it goes, because it goes more places than any other Dark Souls game. It really it tutorializes you in such clever way. There's an early area where you climb up a ladder into a courtyard with a big, huge tree, and it's just a big circular courtyard. And it's just full of enemies, but they're all like laying down, and they will only aggro if you get really close to them. And it is like very much teaching you how to like approach a dangerous situation methodically, which is what like methodism is all of Dark Souls 2. Like it is all about being calculated and methodical because there's less invincibility frames. There's virtually none, and it's you take a lot more damage and you do a lot more damage, and it is a lot about that give and take. And playing through that with Justin and seeing like if I run around this courtyard and aggro everybody, there's no way I will get out of this. But if I take my time and go from one enemy to the next and don't let anything overwhelm me, that is how I can kind of overcome any situation, even one as insurmountable as this. And it just teaching you that through doing it and risk and reward, and of course the bread and butter of Dark Souls, trial and error. It's so cool. It's so cool seeing that, and I am growing an appreciation for that. And there's stuff like that in Dark Souls 1 as well, like how you can get places, how it teaches you how shortcuts work and things like that. It's really cool. So I definitely have a newfound appreciation for some parts of the series, but it is just like coming to terms with like I think Dark Souls 1 is just a less interesting video game, especially 10 years later, which again, you know, it's I guess Dark Souls 1 came out what 2012, 2011. So that's 8 years ago. So it might have been, can't have been before that. But it's been so long, and just seeing that game today, even especially in its remastered form, and playing the DLC. This is the one thing I didn't get to talk about. I played through Artorias of the Abyss for the first time, and it's fucking stellar. Like it is easily, like hand over fist, the best thing in Dark Souls 1. There are 3 bosses in it, and they're all amazing. Like there's one that I think is a little iffy, but even still, it is them. It's a dragon, for point of reference. Calamith, I think is his name, which is just a great name. And they struggled a lot with dragon fights in Dark Souls 1 and Demon Souls, and this one I think is the most interesting of those. And I think there are still better fights in the future of that franchise, certainly, but it was still really cool. It was a really different take on this, and the environments that you go through is a forest environment, which is great. And there's like a kind of urbanish city environment, and you're going down into this abyss. It's rad. It is super rad. The way the story is told is rad. Like they learned so much in Dark Souls that they conveyed in that DLC, and it was a treat to finally be able to play it after all these years. But that's Dark Souls. Justin and I finished Dark Souls 1. It was a very fun moment. I was super proud of us. And we started Dark Souls 2. So we're very early. We're in like the first hour of that game. So still got a lot to go. I popped into No Man's Sky. I actually bought No Man's Sky because I didn't own it. It was on sale this week. It was half off. It was $25. So it was an easy buy, I think, for me. And just popped into it. It was crazy. Like, so there's save slots in that game, which there wasn't, I don't think, when I first played it. But the last time I played it was, I guess, the week it came out. It was August 13th, 2016, which was a trip for sure. And that's I don't know. It's cool. It's cool that game is still around. And we were talking, think about like the conversations we had on this very podcast at the time of like, we didn't know. Like we were hopeful that maybe they could make something interesting and cool out of this, but we really didn't know if they were going to still be with it. And here we are 3 years later, and they've announced a new project, a smaller project, hopefully coming out next year, and they're still supporting that game, and it's doing great, and people like it, and it is I don't think it is bringing a ton new to the table necessarily. I don't know how well No Man's Sky is innovating on the survival game or the space exploration game, and there are certainly a lot more of those kinds of games now, but it is good vibes to see that game has turned into something really fun and really chill to play with your friends. I don't know. I'm happy that I bought and played No Man's Sky in 2019. I'll say that much. Play Call of Duty Black Ops. The episode for that is going to be in a few weeks. It is astounding how much that game holds up in a really like take you by surprise and punch you in the gut kind of way of like, wow, this is totally different than things that were going on at the same time, but also than everything else in that franchise up until that point. Yeah, it's got me very excited for Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which I've been on record saying is my favorite Call of Duty campaign.
Really?
Yeah. Have you ever played Black Ops 2?
Yeah, that was fine. I'm not a big Treyarch guy.
Okay.
Advanced Warfare is my favorite.
Okay. I've never played
I know
it.
that's a contentious take, apparently.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people. Well, I know a very loud Jeff Gerstmann that likes Advanced Warfare a lot.
That game is very good, well designed, like aesthetic
I'm
versus like gameplay.
I'm really excited to play it. Like, don't get me wrong. I think like all the unknowns, Call of Duty wise, save for Modern Warfare 3 and Ghosts, I'm not really looking forward to playing those. But
no, those suck.
yeah. But like, really excited to play Black Ops 3. Never played it. Really excited to play World War 2 and Advanced Warfare. So I've never played a Sledgehammer Call of Duty game. Excited to play Black Ops 2 again, and I'm excited to play Infinite Warfare. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going into all the ones I haven't played with as open a mind as I can. So I will report back on how I feel about it. Well, I'm sure you'll hear how I feel about Advanced Warfare. So that's good to hear. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Black Ops is really rad. They tried a lot of different stuff with that game, and some of it works, some of it doesn't. But I think most of everything in that game works, and it moves at such a clip and lets you do so many different things throughout that campaign that it doesn't really matter. Like if you don't like a thing, you're gonna be doing something different in a couple of minutes, and you will more than likely engage with that in a really fulfilling way. And I've been playing Graveyard Keeper, which I talked a lot about last week. I do think, especially hearing you talk about Auction Not Included, Tony, I think Graveyard Keeper might jive with you. I think it might jive with you, Quinn, because of the kind of Stardew aspect of it. I don't know if you've messed with it at all.
It's on Game Pass. I'm tempted.
Yeah, I know it's leaving Game Pass soon, so I don't know how long it will still be
also
there.
on Switch.
Yeah, it just recently came to Switch. I don't know how well it performs on Switch. I'll say this, and I said this last week. Graveyard Keeper is certainly like a mix of Civilization and Stardew Valley, right? Like the in the moment gameplay is Stardew Valley for sure. But there's no month cycle. There's no cycle system, right? You just kind of you go until you're tired and then you sleep until you're not. Like it's like life. And you do a lot of there's no sync to it. That the thing I miss from Stardew is the kind of scheduling of it, of you're up at 6 a.m. every day and you have to be back by 2 a.m. every night.
See, I never stayed up that late because I'm not a fucking 10 o'clock.
See, here's the thing. I got a lot of shit I gotta get done. I got a lot. I got a lot of
make sure my character gets 8 hours of sleep.
That's good. You're looking out for him. I definitely had a lot of 3 hours of sleep nights or 4 hours of sleep nights. There were definitely times where I walked in my house right as the clock went from 1:50 to 10 to 2, and you just pass out on the floor. And it's like, man, this is really telling of how I live my life.
It's surprising.
Yeah, but it's still, in spite of that, I think Graveyard Keeper is great. I'm at this point with it now where I feel a little goalless, and that's not a good feeling in that game. I still have a lot of macro goals that I can work towards, but contextualizing,
like upgrading your house or something.
Yeah, or you have this church that you can use to generate money and income, and it's like, well, how do I upgrade this? I'm also at this point, I feel like I'm never making money fast enough, which is always a shitty feeling. And I'm sure that I could wiki this and
welcome to fucking U.S. economics.
Yeah, sure. Also,
you're also running a graveyard. I don't think there's a lot of money in.
No,
so you
not a lot of money.
you get so it's bronze, silver, gold, and it's 50 bronzes or 100 bronze is 1 silver, 100 silver is 1 gold. Very simple system. So you get a silver and a half for every body that you bury or burn, because you can cremate them as well. You get a burial certificate, and you can sell that at the town shop, and that is like, you did your job, and here is your pay, and it's a silver and a half. So like, I'm at a point where the corpses, they're rolling in, y'all, and I'm just cremating all of them because my graveyard is almost full, and you have to pay to exhume bodies. So if you want to replace a body with a different one, you'd have to pay a silver and a quarter, like silver and 25 to take it out, and then do with it what you will. Throw it in
I
the
have
river.
a question.
Yeah.
Why aren't these bodies just fucking breaking down like they're supposed to?
Well, here's the thing, Quinn. You live in a small town. They want to know. People need closure, right?
If you're a small town, why is there so many bodies?
Yeah, why are so many people dying?
Here's the thing. That is a valid question. Like the way it works is like, after you're kind of through the tutorial, is like this donkey. They throw a body on the donkey's cart, and he takes it to you every weekday morning, which is 4 days out of the week. As long as you feed the donkey, because the donkey wants pay too, because the donkey talks. It's a whole thing. It's a silly game.
Labor rights.
Yeah, the donkey wants pay. He actually calls you a communist at one point. You would get a kick out of it, Quinn. And he just comes with the bodies. I don't ask questions. He just gets them. The implication is like, there's like a big town that is just south of this small village, and you actually can't go there, which I didn't know until this recent playthrough. And just people are dropping left and right down there. Every time they talk about the town, there's always something bad going on. The sewage system's broken. There's a plague. There's this. There's that. So some fucked up shit's probably going on down there, and you're just taking out the garbage, giving people closure.
Vote in your local politics, gentlemen.
Exactly.
Ladies, all that. Get that. You don't want this bodies dropping left and right.
Yeah, you don't want bodies everywhere. You want
vote.
You don't want some sassy donkey coming to your town and calling you a communist. But yeah, it's cool. You just like that 150 silver that you get is like my primary source of income at the moment. You can grow crops and sell crops and whatnot, and that gets you some income. But it's just like, all right, well, this is some money, but I need to get 50 silver to kind of get these big upgrades that will then open up new parts of the game. There's 2 of them. There's a stamp that lets you sell meat and start like selling food. And then there's one that lets you, it's a trade license, so that'll let you trade with the town. But it's like, man, getting to 50 silver when you have upkeep costs of things and things like that is really tough. But I might be missing something. Who knows? Either way, I'm glad I went back to it, because I kind of went back to it on a whim, and now that I've spent a lot more time with it, I'm having a great time. But that's it. That's all I got. How about we take a peek at the mail sack?
All right.
Like the kids do. Now, I'll ask you this, Tony, and maybe we should have figured this out on the break. Do you want me to send you this Silver PR trivia, or would you rather me read it? I mean, do you want to?
I don't mind doing it.
All right. Let me.
Yeah, I don't want to keep winning every time.
Sure, you do just tend to dominate, and it's.
But not by a lot. I usually tend to win by like knowing 2 things.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you got to know. Silver PR is always bringing the most obscure references.
Yeah, it's definitely not my.
Oh yeah,
realm.
Queen, you're fucked. I'm totally prepared for that, but Nabeshin and I aren't gonna know any of these games either.
Don't worry, I have Google right here.
Tony, I'm forwarding you the email now.
Okay.
To your.
That's fine.
Yeah, to your whatever your primary is. Whatever I have here is your primary. It might not be.
I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, cool.
I just remember something random.
Yeah. What you got?
If you want to know what Mr. Neb looks like, check the Twitch video of Indus Fest 2, because I believe he goes on stage to ask a question. and he's right there on camera.
I gotta do some research real quick. This is like I gave up on this stream like years ago, Nabeshin. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it was a random thought. It's like it literally.
Where
just
did
came
this
to me.
come from?
I don't know. I don't know. Like
I know I got it. We were talking about Silver PR, people who write in the show, Mr. Nepp used to write in the show. I got it. I think that was it.
You fucking what a fateful fucking weekend that Indus Fest was. We picked up Nabeshin from a fucking Walmart.
Yeah, did you
I
know at the
love
time
it.
when you quit on us that you would be locked into this contract agreement of podcasting forever for the rest of your life? Who knows?
I mean, Tony was hitting to me about it like at the beginning. So.
It's true, dude.
It's
You know,
totally
you were on
true.
the, you were on the
Joe-
show like 3 times as a guest, and I sent Alex a message. I was like, "Hey, we need to get an option on here, like permanently." And he was like, "I don't know, dude. He's just a really good guest." And I was like, "Listen, that was just the best thing that's ever happened to this podcast." This is actually what happened. And Alex will deny it for the rest of his life because he wants to take credit for the best decision we've ever made.
No, I won't take. I don't want to take credit for it. I think my thing was
But it
just
was all
like
me.
I don't think Nabeshin will have enough time for it. I don't know if that's something that he would want to do.
And I was like, "Listen."
And here we are, 7 years later, lifelong friendship. That's what you get. Whenever you're ready, Tony.
Okay. Hold on a second.
You might want to read through it because I don't know. I think this is a different kind of game. Than
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of trying to wrap my head around what it is before I just read it.
It's I believe, for the listeners at home, it's trivia.
It is trivia. Okay. So Silver PR says, in this week's trivia, we take a journey in guessing what game the character was introduced.
Oh,
This could be anyone from a main character, a hero, a villain, a support character. Some of these characters may be part of a saga. Just guess where they made their debut. Like in the past, 1 point for guessing. Good luck. Okay, so first one. Jack Francis Morrison.
BioShock.
Nope.
Damn.
Who the fuck?
Jack Francis Morrison?
I'm out on this. I'm gonna Google it.
No, don't Google it. That's
No, I'm
that's
gonna tell you the
literally
answer.
breaking the rules. You got to guess, Nabeshin?
Are they Revolver? I don't know if I heard that person.
It's he's from Overwatch, also known as Soldier 76.
Fuck me. I knew that. Morrison. I knew that somewhere in my head. Fuck. All right.
What's
2016.
Overwatch?
Let me tell you about video games, Quentin.
Next one, Athena Sykes.
How do you spell the last name?
Cykes.
Oh, man. Is
The
this
only thing that I know is from King of Fighters, so I don't know.
is this a game that I know, Tony?
I think so. I mean,
What's her?
everyone knows the game, but I don't know if you know this specific.
What's her relation to Wanda Sykes?
Unknown.
both comedians, actually. Weirdly enough. Athena, a big comedian. Shit, man. I feel like I got nothing.
From Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies for 3DS.
Yeah.
These are tough.
These are tough. That Silver never. He's always like, this one will be easier. It's like way harder.
Yeah. Next one, Shion Uzuki.
There's only one. Shout out to you, Quinn. Just have a fun time, you know. I'm gonna say Yakuza. I'm gonna just say Yakuza the franchise.
That's what I was gonna say, Alex. Fuck you.
Nice. You got anything, Nabeshin?
No, I don't think so.
It's from the Xenosaga trilogy of games, PS2, 2002 to 2006. All right, next one.
I want you guys to know Justin and I are talking about playing those games after we play Final Fantasy
Xenosaga?
14. Yeah, the Xenosaga games. Anyway, Tony, are you cool
Next
with
one.
playing a healer in our group for Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Okay. I don't know if you had a preference. Justin wanted
I mean, I usually play healers. I don't really think about, like, I wouldn't really think about the trilogy, the MMO Grand Triangle, really, for what we're doing, because I don't know if we're going to be, like, raiding or whatever, so I don't think it'll really matter too much. But yeah, I'll heal.
Cool.
Next one, Daisuke Nagase.
Is this Danganronpa V3?
Nope.
I don't know if that guy's name is Daisuke, but it sounds like
Is
it is.
it a Final Fantasy game?
Nope.
All right.
That is a lot. That rules out a lot, Quinn. That's a good question. Let's just start playing 20 questions with all these.
Yep.
Man, I'm gonna just let everyone know I'm so bad with names as is. So like all these names mean nothing to me. Like I have no face in my head to attach
This
them to.
one's from Persona 4.
Shit, that's he's
PS2, 2008.
he's the not the soccer guy. He's a basketball guy.
He's a soccer guy.
He's a soccer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I spent a long time with that character. Couldn't fucking told you his name. Save my goddamn life.
Next one, Barney Calhoun.
Of the Wisconsin Calhouns?
Must be.
I made that up. What's it? Barney?
Yeah.
Is he
From
from?
Tokyo Mirage Session, is it?
Nope.
Is he from Resident Evil?
Nope.
Is he from Final Fantasy?
Nope. From Half-Life Blue Shift. and
Oh,
Half-Life 2.
fuck yeah, Barney.
All right, this next one's a free fucking point. Makoto Naegi.
Okay. Oh,
Tony, you say that's a free point. I don't
that's-
know what the.
that's
is.
Danganronpa 2, right? Or
It's-
yeah, no, it's 2.
Yeah, it's from Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Trigger Happy Havoc. This is the first one.
Oh, that's the first one. Yeah.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like he's the main character of the first game.
Yes.
Next one, Cole Phelps.
From Infamous. No.
No, from LA Noir.
Yes,
Yes.
L.A. Noir.
I was going
All
to
my
say,
Coles.
what relation to Michael Phelps?
Yeah. No relation, weirdly enough. Actually,
Last one,
he could have been his great grandfather. Who knows?
Angela Cross.
Oh. I know this one, don't I? Look
Yeah.
at the name of that game,
Yeah,
Tony.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Shit. I've heard this is a name I remember, but I don't know it's from.
Same.
Angela Cross. Is it a Western game or an Eastern game?
Eastern game.
Okay.
Or sorry, no, it's a Western game.
Okay.
I forgot which one was East and West.
Yeah, you're good. I thought you said West.
Shut it to Wumbo.
The Wumbo one is underrated reference. Angela
Wumbo.
Cross. I
Is it a
Wumbo.
Far Cry
He
game?
Wumbo.
Yes.
I have a PhD in
Oh,
Wumbology.
did you? Yeah.
The study of Wumbo. I got nothing.
We're adults.
We are adults. Who loves
It's
SpongeBob?
from Ratchet and Clank Going Commando.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Angela Cross.
Next one, Adelbert Steiner.
Wait, repeat that?
Adelbert Steiner.
That's a fucking Final Fantasy name.
Is that Valkyria Chronicles?
Nope. I'll give it to you a little bit. It's from a Final Fantasy.
Ooh.
So I was right. I said Final Fantasy.
All right,
yeah, but
all
there are like 15 of them,
There's a
so
lot
good
of
luck.
them. Is it from a mainline Final Fantasy game?
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what. Adelbert. Is it from Final Fantasy 12?
Nope.
What about 6?
Nope.
7?
No, you only get one. All right, Nabeshin, take a shot. You got 15 hits. Let's see.
You got 13 guesses that you could, 113.
Oh, what was the name again?
Adelbert.
Adelbert Steiner.
I have no idea.
Final Fantasy 9.
Oh,
I was close.
damn.
Next one, James Sunderland.
Yes.
What relation to Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah, I was gonna make the joke.
No relation.
Damn.
Sunderland, not Sutherland. So I felt weird making it, but I appreciate that you said it, Quinn.
That's what I'm here for.
What's the name again?
James Sunderland.
James Sunderland. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Nah, I figured that. I would know.
Silent Hill 2.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Huh.
Never.
Next one, Frank Tenpenny.
Shit.
Fallout 3.
Nope.
No, that is Fallout, though. Is it?
It may also be in Fallout. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Then he's not. Maybe Fallout 76 or not Fallout 76. Fallout New Vegas was what I was thinking of. Frank Tenpenny.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Dead Rising.
No, I googled this name.
Yeah.
And every result on the first page is from this. So
I have no idea.
from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Really? I've never played San Andreas, so I ain't getting nobody from that game.
Next one. Welkin Gunther.
Valkyria Chronicles. Knew that one.
Valkyria Chronicles.
There it is. Here's the thing. I know Silver PR well enough to know he's going to put it on the list.
Somewhere. Next one. Hierarch Artanis.
What kind of fucking name is Hierarch?
I knew this one, so I take that for with what you will.
Hierarch Autumnus?
Artanis.
Artanis. I have no idea. Warcraft? Starcraft?
Nope. Starcraft.
Okay. That is a StarCraft name. That is what, when I think of StarCraft, those are the kinds of names I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's a hierarch.
He's a hierarch. Yeah.
That sounds StarCraft as fuck.
What race is he? Human?
Protoss.
He's Protoss. Okay, he sounds cool and alien.
Yeah. Cool. Next one, Augustus Sinclair.
Oh,
I know this name.
I know it too. This is BioShock.
No,
it's is it BioShock 2?
BioShock 2.
Nice. Played that recently. It's fresh in the head. That's
yeah.
Sinclair is the he might be the kind of like shady guy that you deal with, or he's the guy gets turned into a big daddy. One of the two, I think.
Next one, Luca Ashtier.
I've heard this name before.
it's a name.
It's a name. That's a JRPG name.
That is a JRPG name.
Lunar.
Nope.
Damn.
League of Legends.
Nope.
Damn.
You got anything, Nabeshin? Look in your heart and think about Luca.
The only Lucas I know is just Bayonetta and the Wonderful 101.
Yeah. I think those are the only Lucas I know too. Who is it?
It's from Chrono Trigger.
Fuck! I should have known that one. Because I was thinking, like, I feel like there's a Luca I know that I'm not thinking about. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Next one, Roll Casquette.
That's Mega Man.
Legends.
Yeah, that's.
I added that one.
Okay, that was the Tony Horvath original.
Yeah.
I replayed Mega Man Legends, by the way, Nabeshin. It was weird.
Game's real good.
It is great.
Get real good music too.
Yes, it really does. Yeah.
Last one is a bonus round, which I feel like it's just as hard as all of these other ones, if not harder. I guess that would be why it's the bonus.
Yeah.
So impossible.
Yeah.
Matthias Kronkvist.
Matthias Kronkvis.
Kronkvist.
Kronk this, am I right?
I don't know. This is like, I do not know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to type it.
Dark Souls 2. I'm going to say that's probably wrong then.
I'm going to assume he's a secret boss from Sekiro as you fight the Germans.
No.
Yeah, you know when the Germans invaded the end of Sekiro, it gets real wild.
Yeah.
We got a long road ahead of us, Quinn.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Do you have a guess, Nabeshin? Matthias?
No.
Who is it, Tony?
He's from the Castlevania series.
Okay. What game in particular?
It says Castlevania series, aka Count Dracula Vlad Tepes from NES.
Oh.
So I guess most of them.
That's a deep cut. Shout out to Silver PR though. That's a good deep cut. Good game. We did awful as per usual, but
I think everybody got one, right?
yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, everyone got one.
I mean,
nice. Good job,
Quinn.
guys.
When I
Thanks, Tony.
said Augustus Sinclair was from BioShock, and you said no, he's not. I mean, you were trying. I'm just kidding.
Speaking his way.
Cool. I think that's all we got. Thanks, Silver PR. Right when the music was ending too. Good job. Good job, me. Good job, Tony. Thank you, Silver PR, for sending it in. If you'd like to be a part of the show like Silver PR did, I usually start with this, but I'll end here. You can email us, mailsack at irrationalpassions.com is the email address. And you can leave us a voicemail, 404-590-1337. And you can tweet at us, at irrationalpod, hashtag IPQ. Helps me find it easier. Just look for my tweet on Saturdays when we're recording. Or you can just send it anytime. And we'll get in there. That's the show. How are you guys feeling? Feeling, Nabeshin, you feel like you've relearned why you hate podcasting with us? I'm just kidding. Teasing.
I just realized it's still long.
It's still long as hell. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out with us through this very long podcast. We appreciate it. If you like the show, you should follow us on Twitter at IrrationalPod, Instagram Irrational Passions. Check out some of the other stuff we do, like Input and Video Game Book Club, Call of Duty and Review, IP Presents, all audio feeds that you can subscribe to on your preferred podcast service. And if you like those shows, you should rate and review them on those services. And for everything else, Irrational Passions, irrationalpassions.com is the place to be. Let's end the show the only way to end the show. Bets. Truly the only way to go out.
Hit me with a bet.
This week's bet.
Hit me with your bet shot.
Fire away.
Hey, I appreciate that, Nabeshin.
When I search for Rad video game on Twitter next week, Rad comes out next week.
Okay.
There's a video game called Rad that comes out next week.
Yes.
By Double
That's
Fine,
less
yes.
funny.
By Double Fine. I know.
Not a sick jump joke.
Not a sick jump. Not a how many.
What? Did we ever figure out
Did Scott declare
that?
you were upset about it still?
Wait, was I actually here?
How am I sounding now? I'll take that as a bad. All right, let's look this up. I said 13 and Scott said 5 as well. Nabeshin.
Okay.
Wait, Scott said 5 too.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I like that all three of you thought that.
Did one of you say 6?
Tony said
I
6.
switched from 5 to 6 because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
I have it pulled up if y'all are interested.
Yeah, what is it?
It's the PlayStation 4 version is 61.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Switch 68.
Damn. That's almost right on the money, Tony.
Yeah. I should have said 5, then it would have been a 3-way tie. I would have felt better about it.
Yeah, that's all right. Which means Tony gets points.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So that brings team about to bust a bet up to 25 points. And team doubling down still going strong, 21 points. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Sorry that to my co-host that my connection is all poor at the moment. I don't know what happened. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for our opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved. Shout out. Check out dannywiesner.bandcamp.com if you haven't already. And thanks everybody for watching, to the folks that peeked into the stream and hung out for a little bit. Thank you to you folks, as always, for being amazing and great. Quinn, for joining us. Tony, Nabeshin, for being here. Scott, wherever you are, I hope you're okay. Either way, big hugs all the way around. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games. Stay rational. We'll talk to you all next week. Titles?
We got
Get my Adobe Edition up for the titles.
Gondola.
Gondola.
We got The Mako Sucks. Why are there so many bodies? And I Wumbo, you Wumbo, he, she, me, Wumbo.
I mean, I feel like it's got to be that last one.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever
Wumbo.
done a SpongeBob reference as the title of the podcast?
Probably.
We had
We've
to,
done
right?
430 of these
That's
things.
SpongeBob reference, but we haven't done that one.
Yeah, definitely not that one. There we
Yeah,
go.
chocolate.
Now my connection's green.
Welcome back.
Oh yeah, we did do chocolate. That was funny.
Oh yeah, we definitely did do that one.
Yeah, again, I don't know what happened. My connection went red for a second. The stream started going in and out, so I just like, all right, I'm gonna hit record on the streaming software, so that way, hopefully, this doesn't turn into a mess at the end of the show.
As a matter of fact, we done chocolate, and I remember when I liked chocolate.
Oh
That was another one we
yeah,
did.
yeah, we did do that. And I know you've definitely done some intros for SpongeBob as well. So
Hell yeah, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's
the
a
goat.
great show, dude. All right, let's wombo it up then. I want Tony to say that. Actually, Nabeshin should say the title. Because he hasn't been on in 6.5 years.
True.
Quinn, do you know what to say, or do you want me to write it out?
What am I saying?
You're listening to Irrational Passion, blah blah blah. Should be able to be in.
Yeah, can you write it out for me?
Yeah, I got you.
Let me get my addition up.
You don't have to. Again, I'm
I
ripping
don't
the
have to do anything?
I'm ripping the audio for this.
Oh, okay.
I hope your side sounds all right then.
Yeah, it does. Because again, it's just capturing what I'm hearing, and you guys are all fine. I guess it's just me for you.
Yeah, it's something what's funky with your router.
But I meant for the stream because you're getting it from the stream, right?
Yeah, but again, I started recording once my connection went weird from the streaming software, just in
I got
case.
you. I got you.
I did that last week too because it went weird last week too. Although the stream ended up being fine last week. I don't know what was going on. What episode? 436? Jesus. When you are ready, Quinn.
Do I say like howdy there or something?
No, just I mean, like, you can do what you want, but
Okay.
that is
You'll be judged for it.
you will be judged
When am I not judged on this show?
whenever you stop saying stupid shit.
That's never gonna happen.
I know. You're beautiful the
So-
way you are. Just remember that.
Oh, I know. That's why you had me write for your website.